Ooh wee. Things gonna get real, 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 real. Ooh wee. Things gonna get real, 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 real. Ooh wee. Things gonna get real, 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 real. Ooh. Things gonna get real, 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 real. Can you hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Talk to me, I talk back. Is that Monique in here? Monique in Elizabeth in here. How y'all feeling? What's up, Saray? How you feeling? Anisha, how you feeling? Yeah, wanted to stop through. Talk to y'all, chop it with y'all for a few. Meant to make a background for the night. That background was just something that happened to me right quick. But I take it my signal gonna be pretty decent tonight. I probably just gotta be still. Just gotta be still for real. But from time to time, I need somebody to remind the family this is a perfect time for us to support each other. I probably won't be doing no games tonight. I mean, or I can do it for like maybe about 30 minutes before we get all the way into the pillow talk. I definitely could, just to bring in the folk, let them know we up, let them know we up, let them know we out here. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no vouch here. Got it on our own. We ain't need no voucher. Let them know what we bout here. They looking for us, then we out here. Let's see, let's see. Keita, what's up with it? Michelle, how you feeling?
Good.
You sure you alright? You alright?
Huh?
I said, you sure you alright?
I'm just dealing with a little situation right now, and I ain't even got my baby in school. Like it's just a lot due
You ain't
to
got the.
another person.
You said you ain't got the babies?
No, I got the babies. I just ain't got the like. I got her in school, but I still got to get him in school, and I ain't did that yet.
Oh, okay.
So
It's
it's
gonna
just a lot
come,
of
my
stuff.
G. It's gonna come. I like your focus. I like your moxie, G. Come on, yeah. You know I'm finna bring you right on up out. Yup. Where my song at, G? Where my song
Um,
at? Yeah,
where
where
you
my.
at? Over.
Yup. Come
You want me
on,
to sing it for you?
please.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn my fan off, y'all. Give me a second.
Appreciate y'all tapping that screen, sharing the live. Make sure y'all pick up my co-host if you could, if you would. That would be so dope. Appreciate y'all tapping in, seeing what's happening. Y'all know we getting to the pillow talk in about 30 minutes though.
Y'all ready?
Yup,
Let me
for
turn my voice
shizzle
a little bit.
dizzle.
Okay, here I go. Hurts me the most when I wait for fumble and twist till the truth starts to twist. There's so much space in this space. These sheets go for miles. Dream of your smile. I don't want nothing. That's the memory. And I don't want nothing. Always break free. Because without you, I'm lost in the breach. I gotta be strong now. I gotta show you how I love you like I never ever loved somebody. I'll give you everything you didn't know you wanted. Don't tell me that it's not enough. Time is up, you're over us. And I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. If you just let me, if you just let me. And I'm gonna stop right there, y'all.
That's my shit. Hey. Said I think I might do. If you just let me. She be hitting that note. I can't do that, by. I can't do it though. I'm gonna get that mug one day. Then I'm gonna pull up and sing that song to her. She be getting me every time. Like, it be moments I be sitting around, I be needing to hear that song, bro.
Oh, this is sweet.
I be needing to hear that shit. I'm telling you, if you don't quit playing, you better go on and put that
I ain't.
EP out or something. We gonna have to get you an iPhone with the studio in it. You know they got them phones, they got the studios in it, so then you can just send your vocals to like a producer and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to technology making everything easier and easier.
Thank you guys. Make sure y'all follow my co-host. If you over here, make sure y'all pick my co-host up. Cool person. Pick him up. Pick him up.
For sure, y'all make sure y'all pick up my co-host as well. What's up with it, Brandy? Anybody, if any at any point if my signal drop, please let me know because I'm not on my Wi-Fi right now. I'm not on the Wi-Fi. But another thing is, Shawty, I had to check on you because we family. I can tell when something ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Me and you
I had
both
to
get
leave.
quiet at times.
I had to leave because I told you, yeah.
Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Nah, but they sent me back.
Huh?
They sent me back.
That shit crazy. I know one thing. One day you gonna be free, bro. One day, like goodness gracious.
I
What I
know.
gotta do, Lord? You feel me? What I gotta do, Lord? How much longer I gotta be in this thing? That's how I felt, bro. When I was separated for like 3 years and still up there in that state, bro. I was like, I ain't gonna never get out of this thing. After a while, that's how I was feeling, but I had to recognize, man, I still had a few more things to learn. Appreciate that, Toy. You coming in with the swoop, swoop, whoop, whoop. She
Yeah.
came in with it. I make sure y'all get all these beautiful people in the bubble, man. Toya that came in and said she ain't gonna play about me. So Ray up in here tapping in. What happening? What we doing? Peachy, what's up? Y'all make sure y'all pick up
Gennaro,
my
Ronnie,
co-host.
DC, D, Zizzle. I think I said your name right. Thank you for the likes.
Cause I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. If you just let
Dang.
me.
Thank you so much.
I
I
got it.
appreciate it.
Hey, it's that just. I know just seemed like an easy word to say, y'all. We got 5 beautiful people in. What's up, Demetra? Hey, girl. Go fam bam in this thing.
Ronnie, thank
How
you for
you
the likes.
doing?
Y'all coming
How you
in.
doing? Thank
Okay,
you,
okay,
Toya, for
okay.
them roses.
Okay,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Pillow talk for to be epic. Hey, I better not be turning me up like this, because, hey, I'm already a different beast. After the sun go under. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't get me started. Toya said she trying to see what it's talking about. See what it's talking
okay.
about.
All right.
I, I, I like diet. I
Are you
like
making
it.
fun of me?
I like it like that.
I like it.
Just a little. Just a little. I might be making fun of you just a little.
I know. That's not nice.
Well, down
Thank you.
under. That's how we like to talk. Just a little. Me and my pals from down under. Man,
Ooh, thank you
that
so much.
thing got away from me, cuz. It got away from me. Toy, don't be laughing at me. You know I ain't got no dang on sense, cuz. Ain't got no sense. Uh-oh, it's two of me. Gemini style. How you like my Gemini style? Mm. Gemini style.
So my phone, y'all know I
One
got it
me,
bad. My
two
phone be
me.
overheating.
Don't act like you don't see. Let's go, Demetri. Turn up in here. Demetri. They don't know how it go, but you know. It's finna be a pillow talk. Pillow talk. We pillow talking. Hey, somebody sent us a car today, y'all. So we finna pull up extra today. We putting up extra today, cuz. We putting up extra today. Skirt.
Somebody sent me a line today.
Huh?
Mhm.
My bad. I
I
was
didn't even catch
skirting.
the picture. Somebody sent me like one of them they sent me a meow, one of the little lions, but it was still a lion in the car.
Oh, they sent you a lion. The baby lion?
Yeah,
Woo!
but it was still big at work. So
It feel
first
good,
lion.
bro. It be like being at work and somebody tell you only gotta work 3 hours, but you're gonna get paid for your whole shift. You be like, woo, 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 woo. I'm gonna do these
I was
three like
okay.
the
So
best
I'm
three
like,
you
I'm
ever
good.
seen me do. You hear me? With a good attitude. How you doing? Let me take care of you today. Yep. Cause I'm about to get up out of here. You heard me? Underscore in a building. In a building. Ooh. I felt the
I'm
energy
good.
rising. I should have known the ancestors was coming through. Coming through. But yeah, don't be like that. You just missed the underscore. We done got serenaded. This pillow talk finna be, all I'm gonna tell you is get your seatbelts on. Get your seatbelts on. Cause they sent us a sports car today. Skirt, skirt, skirt,
Thanks.
skirt, skirt, skirt. And Demetrius sent us the month of August, so that means we turning up all August, you hear me? All August. I'm trying to be somebody's birthday, you hear me? You know how them Leos, I'm trying to be somebody's birthday gift, you feel me? Them Leos ain't playing no games out here. Get you a Leo in your life. It's my guidance for today. You know what I'm saying? That is my advice for today. You know, if you don't got a Leo friend,
Ooh, thank you
cousin,
for the hand heart. I see with the hand heart.
okay. Oh
Thank you for
Lord,
the
they
heart.
they said we celebrating too much. It ain't over. They said it ain't over, y'all.
Nah,
Y'all.
nah,
They
nah.
said
I
y'all.
did not say that.
They said we celebrate too much. They
No.
said, Lord of mercy. Somebody shut alive. We need backup and reinforcements. We need backup and reinforcements. I got a picture to show you guys, and I will explain it in just a second, though.
Oh,
I
thank
will
you so
explain
much.
it.
I appreciate
Uh-oh,
that.
they came through swinging and banging. Oh, it's
Thank
gonna be a
you.
lot of
I didn't know.
slow singing. Lord, Lord. Thank you for sharing the live, my G. The real.
Thank you
The real.
guys.
TD in the building.
Right.
Okay, appreciate that follow, my love. My love. Yeah, it is. Now you gonna have to teach me how to pronounce that name. You know, I'm trying to do better in life, but my pronunciations a lot of times just ain't right. You know what I'm saying? It just don't be right. Shout out to Demetri coming through swinging, banging. Geo fam,
Shout
Geo
out to
fam. If you don't know
Vanya
what that means, that's the golden ones. The
and
golden ones.
Sarge and Nero. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Toya. Toya, hey, I got so much love for you. Shout out to Underscore coming through the door like, I already know where I'm at. I meant to be here. And shout out to your girl, Fabulous. I see you, Saray. Saray up in here too. Don't get it twisted. The real TD is in the building. Y'all see that spider that was on me, y'all? Y'all see that spider that was on me? Lord have mercy. I'm gonna explain all of that in just a fact. Just a quick second. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big.
It ain't even that big. Look for real though. Look at the comparison. It's the size of my it ain't even as big as my finger for real. Like this part of my finger. You know what I'm saying?
Look, y'all, it's big to me. Y'all know I don't play. I don't play.
But the size is important to keep in mind when I start showing you what it means, right? All right, so
Yeah.
let's get into what that thing means.
time to get out the camera because I gotta be
All right. According to that word right there with the S that start with a capital S, you feel me? Spider Zuru, Spider Zuru. The spider has been associated with both good and bad luck, dating back as far as 1507. Although most of us cringe at the thought of finding the spider crawling on our clothes, early superstition proposes that a eight-legged squatter is a sign that you have a good day ahead of you. Okay, okay. It's been a good day for me. I ain't gonna front. But I took a nap and wasn't even playing though. You feel me? I don't know about y'all, but hey, that's a different kind of nap when you don't playing on it. I feel like I just got, never mind. All right. The medicine of the spider should be called upon when one feels trapped. If a web is destroyed, a spider recycles it and weaves it anew. So spiders allow the individual to assimilate negative experiences and use them for gain. Spiders' appearance can symbolize one's fear. Today I was talking to y'all about what? Taking in negative energy and being like, you know what? I hear you, I feel you, but here goes some positive. Here goes some positive. Shout out Doo Wop over there. No, I don't play with her about that. It's all day positive. She can't even play with me. Nope. I'm going to spark it up.
thank you,
Alright.
friend.
What's this dude name? Shaba. That's what they look like. They say Shaba. No, Schwaba. Um, Explain the spiders have vision sensitive for low light levels, but a low temporal resolution. Minute chemical sensitive hair sensors on spiders' feelers called pedipalps can also receive odors. Female spiders release a sort of pheromone perfume that can attract males. Okay, she be smelling good. She be smelling good. All right, all right, all right. All right, man, hold on. Hang in there, y'all. I know. It's kind of nerdy. We doing a lot of reading. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different kind of pillow talk. Y'all thought we was about to sit here and talk about somebody else's business. Nah, we talking about our business. Tonight, if a spider lands on you and you feel very fearful, scared, and scream, this is a sign that you are creating your reality in a very reactive way. What? Okay, we thugging. Hold on, cause I was chilling, cuz. So what that mean? If I was chilling, that mean we getting our peace over here. We creating peace in our reality. You know what I'm saying? Cause they said if you jump, that means you scarier than them are. And you creating more
Yeah, that's
negative
exactly what it
reactive
means.
situations. So you need to stop jumping when you get that spider, because if you calm, on the other side of that spider like a full moon is that energy you working with. Let me show you what you're working with.
Can we
But
ask questions?
hold on real quick though. I got one. Hold that question. You definitely gonna get to ask a question. Yesterday I was just telling them, don't lose your magic when things happen. Don't be reactionary. You feel me? Always be paying attention what the lesson is for you so you can be better for everything you go through. So for me to see that spider, after yesterday he tried to weave a little web on me. I seen him, I was like, what you doing, cuz? Hold on, dude. Today I was just like, hold on, let me let cuz do what he do. Come talk to me, Charlotte's Web. But what's your question?
The question is, okay, so if a spider get on you, don't move. If I just turn my head, like turn to the side and don't look at it, it'll go away.
No, I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that. I'm pretty sure it'll go away at some point, but I don't want to be selling false hopes out here because that ain't what I was saying. Okay. Now it's
I'm sorry.
a now you good, love. Good question though. Cause somebody was thinking it. Darren, can you read that? Cause every time I try to get close, they put my head in the way. Read the bottom part where it says spiritual meaning.
What is spiritual
Hey, Shantae,
meaning of
let's go.
spider crawling on you? Dang, I can't
Oh,
see. Thank you
oh,
for the hat.
that's how y'all playing over there.
They,
Oh,
I'm trying to read
okay.
it. They put the sad face in front of it. I can't see now. They put the sad face in front of it. I can't see it.
Okay, we got to do the rematch. Shout out to everybody in there. The Big Tapper, Shantae. Shout out to Certified Leah. Shout out to the Real TD. Shout out to everybody out in here with me. Special K. Shout out to Dream, the journalist. Shout out to De Niro. They over there showing love to Michelle. Make sure y'all pick up everybody in the box. What's up with the
Thank you,
divine clarity?
Brian.
Hey now.
Thank you,
Hey
Special Kai.
lover. Hey lover. Hey lover. Lover, this is where you belong. It say, what is the spiritual meaning of a spider crawling on you? The spider represents a feminine yet creative energy as a spirit animal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I got a creative young lady got her eyes on me. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now.
I'm trying to see.
I read it to you. It said it represents the feminine energy of creativity.
I'm trying to stay out of the camera because
You
I
see
can't
it
be
right
like
there?
this. Y'all don't, y'all, it's different. I can't, I feel like
Uh,
going back.
the spider is asking you to cast your web far and wide, see what it brings. You feel me? Far and wide.
What's
Let the
that
spider
mean?
be your guide. Like if you trying to, make something happen in your life, it's basically saying open up all your doors. So I done opened up my doors. Everybody trying to get some consultation, trying to, book us for some events, get some merch. We got the books. Hey, make sure y'all hit the bio. The link is in the bio. We definitely been opening up some doors for the family to come on through. These facilities are yours. It's virtual now. But soon we will be in a city near you. You got a little brother or sister that need to be talking to, you know what I'm talking about? They need a person they can reach out to. We definitely got a network of people that hey, we can match them up with. I know a lot of time it's hard to reach out to your family members. Seem like the people you closest to will be the hardest ones to talk to. Let me see if it's something else on this page. Um, can you read that bottom one?
Um, so 10, oh, no, I'm not supposed to read that part. Finding inspired crawling on you is a usual positive. I can't see that part because it's like your profile pic
Hey,
there.
hold on. Let me see if I can look from this angle. Finding is usually a positive omen, especially if the spider is small. You feel me? Um, so I mean, I'm finna get some little bread coming in. Hold up. Mm-mm-mm. Spider meaning represents mystery, growth, and power. Just like the seal spirit animal, it symbolizes the shadow of yourself. When a spider is on your spirit animal, you have the potential to create something wonderful. Check out them spiders, cuz. All right, let me take them down. Cause I know somebody don't, somebody having a hard time. But we trying to get y'all familiar now. In case them spiders roll down on you, cuz. Okay, them spider roll down on you. If a spider crosses your path, one of those meanings is connected to creativity. You feel me? So that means it's time for you to tap into your creative side. Now here go the airheaded comments. Here go the airheaded comments at the bottom. I ain't even reading that. That shit retarded. Retarded. Just reread out. But nah, y'all. Here go my little money spider though. Here go my little money spider. Getting money. Getting, getting money. Oh, Shantae threw me a hand horn. Uh-oh, we is turned in this thing. Early. You heard me?
Thank you so
You
much. I
heard me?
appreciate you coming in.
Shantae's got a man at home. And he's so good to her. I'm sorry that. But let me go and tap in. See what's happening. What we doing? What we doing? Sure. Karina.
Ooh, man.
What's up, Karina?
Ooh.
So look, Karina.
All right.
Do you think if you talk to be strong, that's gonna make you be prepared to fight or make you prepared to be sweet? You answer the question too, Michelle. If I teach you and raise you to be strong all the time, would that prepare you to be a fighter, or would that prepare you to be sweet, like a servant or something? You know what I'm saying?
Even though my nuggets, but it would
I
prepare me
got
to
them
be.
nuggets.
No, you did.
Got them nuggets. Hey, I got them nuggets.
I don't get the question. You said,
If you raise a person to be strong, will they
mm,
be a fighter? You know what I'm saying? Or will they be somebody who's of service, like somebody who's sweet? You know what I'm saying? I know, Karina. You saw. Oh, Karina.
a
All
fighter?
right, I'll tell you. You said something when you
No.
said that. That's the obvious answer. Thank you so much for being honest, because I know you was about to go in your deep bag. Instead, you stayed right there where the answer was. Thank you so much. That's the right answer. So what I need for my sisters and my brothers, because a lot of us done been raised to be strong. You feel me? I need y'all to recognize, like, when you being raised to be strong, you being raised for things to go wrong. Say that with me. When you being raised to be strong, you being raised for things to go wrong. And every time things go on, things don't always go wrong. So if you go along with the go wrong program, you know what they say, play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Okay, so I ain't mad at the folk who taught you. Don't get mad at the folk who taught you how to survive. That's all they knew how to do. But I'm trying to teach you how to thrive. You feel me? I'm trying to teach you how to thrive. What's up with it, Samantha? How you feeling? I'm trying to teach you how to thrive, and in order to thrive, you got to change the way you look at your life mentally. It starts here. It starts here. So for all my folk who done been raised to be strong, I need you to practice on this new program that we own, learning to be of service. You feel me? If you don't know where to be of service at, start with your talents. Start with your talents. Like when I pulled up on the queen, I said, sing me a song. She bust out in the song. You feel me? It was up from there. You know what I'm saying? It was up from there. So, with that being said, I sure appreciate y'all being off in this thing. For all my strong friends, learn to be sweet, you know, learn to accept sweet gestures, because I know for a lot of times I don't be liking for people to be nice to me, because I'm so used to people not being nice to me. I be like, man, don't try to be nice to me. What you up to? What is you up to? But in order for you to really be a good friend, a good loved one, you got to learn to accept love too. You know, got to learn to take it. You got to learn to take it. Gotta learn to take it. It's just a small thing. Don't let it break you. So if you had a spider on you today, or a spider tried to get, you know what I'm saying, get in your zone, don't feel bad if you walk through a spider web. You hear me? It's a sign of great things to come. And for those who missed that lesson, we gonna repost this on YouTube. We might put it on the website, because YouTube, you know what I'm saying, they might not want to, pay us what we do. You know how they like to play it down sometime on these different platforms. But shout out to YouTube for giving us a platform nonetheless. That was just a little jokey joke. YouTube do not take me serious. Not take me serious on that level. You feel me? And don't nobody take me serious. Go, find out these things for yourself. I was taught this isn't. Karina, you is something else. Karina, you is something else. You hear me? I don't know what I'm gonna do with you, little shorty.
I'm just gonna hold on.
Man, I know one thing. I know one thing. We gonna be all right, child. We gonna be all right. And if you
All right,
wasn't
thank you
taught to
so
be of
much.
service, recognize these are the problems that we wind up incurring in our family life. Where our family members feel unsupported by us, aka don't feel love. And it's because for a lot of us, we don't only been taught about love in the form of presence, and instead of people giving us their presence. That points back to the video I posted earlier today. We got a lot of sugary substitutes that we are giving in place of the things that we really need in life, like love and attention. If you pay attention to how these things are labeled too, you will notice that what the game that is being played on you. Hershey, almond joy, you know what I'm saying? All men's joy, payday, you know what I'm saying? It's like, instead of you taking your money and stuff and using it for the reason that we normally was working for, it'll take it and repurpose it. towards, buying a whole bunch of junk food. And we know junk food is what things that aren't as nourishing as the actual food that we should be actually intaking. Baby, I'm 40 years old, raised my kids mostly. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's amazing, and I appreciate your contribution. Most definitely, I appreciate your contribution to life, as well as I appreciate you sharing that with me. You know what I'm saying? Of your life's work up until now. Thank you so much for sharing that. And shout out to your beautiful kids as well. They are blessed to have you, and you are blessed to have them.
My phone went
Danny
hot.
made
That's why
what
my
it is
name.
though. Danny made what it is though. How you feeling though? Everybody make sure y'all tap in with us. In about 10 minutes, we finna, you know what I'm talking about? Hit them boxes. Hit them boxes. You gotta watch this. You gotta watch me. Oh, that's how you feel? That's how you feel? You just gonna jump in the camera? You did not ask. You did not ask.
Mm,
Talking to this animal out here. Just gonna try to jump in my camera.
thank you so much.
Man, you know what my favorite song is? Cater to You. And it ain't just because of what they saying to me. I'm like, shoot, I want to do the same thing. You feel me? Have me somebody I can cater to. You feel me? And it's all right. Because they going to do the same thing for me. And even if they don't, I just know they going to be there to let me continuously cater to them. Like, darn, that's crazy to me to say, but that's how I be feeling, though. I don't care. I don't care. I said it. What you up to, Michelle?
Nothing. Just chilling.
I know you got your little nuggets back. Got your little
I ain't
nuggets
worried
back.
about them nuggets. Seriously, I don't be caring about them nuggets, y'all. I just like to see my friends come in for real.
Hold on.
Like,
Stay right there for me, please. Talk to him.
all
Talk.
right,
I gotta send
hey
a
y'all,
cash out real quick. Hold on, real quick.
hi y'all, how y'all doing? Make sure y'all follow my co-host, Roy. Everybody tap that screen. Make sure y'all follow the co-host, good person. Sad quote forever. What's up? I can't see the other people coming on inside, on his side, but thank y'all for tapping the screen. If y'all tapping the screen over there, thank you for tapping the screen. Make sure y'all share the live. Let's grow, y'all. Sad quote forever. Hi. Everybody left me. Come on, everybody left me. Maybe one more. Everybody left me, y'all. It's okay, cause we over here vibing. We over here vibing, y'all. Everybody vibing. I love when my friends come in, y'all. Everybody vibing, chilling. What y'all doing today? Kevin, hi. Make sure if y'all on that side, make sure y'all tap.
Man, I'm back.
Are they tap?
I'm back. Them folk ain't ready to get no money yet. So I wait till they text me back.
I don't get it. God, you confuse me all the time.
You
I
know
be
I
so
be
lost.
thugging. 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 I be thugging. Thugging. Thugging.
You playing.
So I can't tell them folk nothing. 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 Just keep it on the hush then. Hush then. Hush then. If they ask you questions, questions,
You said something
you
right now. What?
ain't gotta tell them nothing. 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 What's up with it, Kathy?
I'm
Appreciate you
gonna do
being
this
up
for
in here,
you.
love. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Shout out to all the big tappers. If y'all don't know why I'm on this late, because I know a lot of y'all ain't used to seeing me on this late as of late. When I first started, we used to do this thing called Pillow Talk. And we used to do it every night, every night. We'll start out pillow talking and then, we'll calm it down because it'll get hot in this
Thank you
thing, you
so
feel
much.
me? We'll have to play
Sorry,
some
y'all.
music on the way out. Now, you good? We'll have to play some music on the way out to cool it down. So I don't know how we gonna do the music because I like to upload our videos onto the other platform, and the music usually get our video struck. So
Y'all,
um,
give me one
I
second.
might come back for the
I'll be right.
okay. I might come back for the music segment after we do the pillow talk. Might just have to come back for the music. You know what I'm talking about? But at the same time, what? Do I got a speaker though? I might have to go. I don't like being stuck in the house. I'm about to go in the house, cuz. I'm gonna have to go in the house. I'm trying to convince my folk to do a little celebration because we moving on to bigger and better. Moving on to bigger and better together. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Let me share the live. Let me share the live. We're gonna have a special guest, a few special guests tonight. So y'all be on the lookout for that. We're gonna have a few special guests tonight tapping in with us on this conversation. I need everybody prepared to be adults in more ways than one. I need for us to be, censored in our conversation. Because we never know what babies may come in or, stuff of that nature. It's kids and adults on this platform. So let's be respectful. You know what I mean? There was certain things that if you was exposed to at a young age would have probably destroyed you mentally for a while until you recognize the error. So let's not be somebody who causes error for somebody else's life. But we can always have these conversations without, you know what I'm saying, going too far to the left. And you can say certain things without, being vulgar. So let's keep that in mind. Um, let's try not to use no so-called cuss words, because that's gonna put us on the radar to get watched. You know what I'm saying, for the wrong things. So let's keep it. You know what I mean? Let's keep it G, as I would say. Don't let
Okay.
everybody know what your business is. Is what I mean by that. Um, as well, don't destroy somebody else's consciousness along the way. So when I do open up the boxes, I need y'all to keep that in mind, as well as if y'all hear somebody about to go that direction, kind of, hit them with the, I don't know, we got to figure out a code word for when you about to go too far to the left. I'm going to say spiders or something for the night. Spiders, you feel me? Like, bro, it's spiders in the house. Like, Jake. Everybody stop. Make sure you ain't getting bit when there's a spider in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm about to let y'all know it's spiders in the house. You know what I'm saying? We can't be doing too much when I say it's spiders in
That
the
is
house.
the
I
last
need you
one.
to stop. Huh?
I was telling them this going to be my last one. I gotta go feed my
Perfect
babies.
timing.
Yeah, I gotta
Perfect
feed my
timing.
baby.
Well, you make sure you tap in with us. We about to do pillow talk in like 2 minutes for real. So it'll be officially on. It'll be officially on at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Turn her up over there before she go.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you everybody who came in and showed the support. Make sure you follow my co-host. Make sure y'all
Man, I be
just
grounding all day. Dude, I got to. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for the roses.
These folks
Thank you.
still ain't said nothing. Mm-mm-mm.
Mhm.
Hopefully. I don't know.
I am lost. I am lost.
They're trying to keep it low. What's up with the south side in the building? Do the south
Thank you
side,
so much.
south to south side, south side, south to south side. Let me see you do the south side, south to south, south side, south to south. See, south side. That used to be my joint, you feel me? Everything was South Side, you feel me? Master P them even came out with a South Side, boy. Let me go find that song. Hold up. All right, I'm gonna let you go feed the babies though. Tell them babies GoldMind say what's up, but don't say it if
I
it's gonna be a
will.
confrontational moment. Now you know what could cause a confrontation. Okay, on
Oh
God.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay. Cause I
I know what you're
wouldn't, I
talking about.
wouldn't want to start nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, peace, Queen.
All right, bye.
Let me see you do the south side, south to south side. Let me south to south side. Let me see you do the south side. Uh oh, y'all! It is officially 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I want to play Southside so bad right now, but I'm planning on uploading this. So appreciate y'all being up in here. Everybody make sure y'all share the live. We can save lives with the vibes we provide. Matter of fact, we gonna save lives tonight as we coincide, putting our energy together, creating a synergy. You feel me? Let them know what it's finna be. A moment of greatness is what they finna see. Who am I? Just a young man from Tennessee, working on developing better tendencies. Hold on. Did I miss that? Hold on. What just happened? Dang. Why is my screen messing up like that? Where did you need? There she go. Hold on, y'all. Oh yeah. My bad.
Oh, you accepting?
I was
Hey,
I was looking up, talking. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't even looking at the screen. What you got up?
nothing. Sitting here working
Oh,
and
okay.
chatting. Working and
Well,
chatting.
let's run a
Hey,
few.
Bishop Anthony.
You kind of stepped into the zone. You feel me? The pillow talk zone. I don't know if
Oh,
you
what y'all
remember
talking about?
how we used to get down. But tonight, the first question we come in with is, if you raise your child to be strong, are you preparing them to be a fighter, or are you preparing them to be of service to their family?
You're preparing them to be a survivor.
Yeah, or are you preparing them to be a survivor? I would think that would go with the first one, the fighter.
Hmm. I wouldn't say fighter. Well, I mean, depending on not physical fighting, but mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can go in many areas.
Prepare for the worst type thing. You feel me?
Right. Because I've raised my kids, and I'm going to tell y'all from, like, I taught them how to cook, just life, just prepare them for life because I wasn't promised to them. So at 4, 5 years old, they was in the kitchen. My daughter is a chef right now. My son, like all my kids can cook. So I prepared them just for life. And they strong. So I guess you can prepare them for strength and to fight these evil people in the world in a positive way, not with the hands.
Right. There's more than one way to get down. You feel me? Um, and I just, I've been bringing this conversation up because I've been noticing certain things about us, whereas, a lot of us just been taught to be, just survivors, which to me, I feel like that's an important part, a very important part, because you'll never get to a point to where, you just pass being in survival mode and you learn how to thrive. Because for a lot of us, we grow up in that survival mode. How our survival mode looks to a lot of people can be weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, they think they in survival mode when they out here doing things that's gonna cause them the wrong kind of attention. Um, but we can't tell them they not, because that's, if for some people that's all they know at the time. But be that as it
Thank you
may,
for
I
the
feel
love,
like through
my
conversation,
baby.
man, shout out to everybody showing love. I feel like through
Thanks, baby.
conversation we could provide different, different options for people in no matter what situations they in, no
Right,
matter
right, right.
what.
I agree. Okay. I mean,
Most
and then
people,
some, like if somebody was having this conversation, like with my son, because I only had one boy, he's 26 now. But when he was little, he used to come inside all the time crying. I'm like, oh, no, we can't have that. Mm-mm. You crying. So I closed the door on him. I said, okay, we about to find
whoa,
out today what you about. All right. And it was on and popping. And I was like, damn, I done created a demon. Because he was beating the brakes off that dude. Like I did that with all my kids. And I hate that to a certain extent, but I had to, and some women, especially if they're a single mother and the fathers are not in their life, they figure they have to toughen up their little boys. And now I see my son cry twice ever. Once somebody had put their hands on his sister, and twice when he had lost his child. Like other than that, and I'd be like, damn, it's okay. You can be, well, mama, that ain't me. Woo doo doo. Like, so I kind of blame myself in that sense because I'm not allowing him to actually show his actual feelings. Thank you for the likes.
nah, I feel you on that. You just, you tried to prepare him as best you could,
And I
and
wasn't gonna
sometimes
introduce
it
him to
take,
no baby dolls
multiple.
or nothing like that, but
Sometimes it take different generations for things to happen, and then having certain kids, like even with you saying him crying with his child, you feel me? My children brought out a different level of emotion in me, so kids come along to grow us up too, in multiple ways. Sometimes emotionally, um, but you prepared him to be strong enough to survive, the things he was gonna
hmm
come up against where y'all were. And that's what most mothers do. Like even when we talking about the mother bear and how she teach her cubs how to get down, like, we gotta prepare our kids for the terrain that they going up on. So, I never fought anybody for how they, raise their kids. I just, be interested in certain thought processes. What were people thinking? Um, how did that
And now
turn
he's
out?
to the point to where he don't have no time for negativity. He was like, he don't want the gossip because he'll tell you straight up. Like even when I tell him, well, my they ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care. Like he don't want to hear all the extra. If it don't pertain, if it ain't about no money, he said if it ain't about progress and if it ain't no about no money, I won't hear it. And
Right. You
that's
gonna
what
make
he
me
on
hurt
now.
somebody for nothing. He like, you gonna make me hurt somebody for nothing out here.
But he
Shoot.
no,
Don't
this
tell me
dude
too
followed
much.
me earlier. This man was following me earlier, and I didn't even want to tell my son. And it was weird because I'm just at the gas station. I don't know this man from Eve. I'm pulling out the gas station, he pulling in. I didn't think nothing of it. So I pulled in my apartment complex and I seen this was like somebody speeding fast behind me, blowing their horn. It was this man. I'm like, what the? So I pulled over and I pulled down my, I rolled down my window. I said, what's up? He said, you're beautiful. He said, you married? I said, yeah, I'm married. He was like, oh, he was like, you look like you could be a model, but he looked like he was living out his car, which was, I thought that was odd. So I didn't even go to my crib. I parked in the front just to throw him off because I didn't want him to know nothing. So it took him a while to circle around the apartment. So I stood there. I said, okay, I'm out the apartments. He still followed me for like 10 more minutes. I'm on a phone calling people. I'm like, should I just go to the police department? Like, he ain't gonna follow me to the police department. I'm like, damn, what show? I'm skirt, because I used to chase after my exes all the time. So my driving skills is on up to par. Okay, so I used to be crazy. So I'm like, I finally lost them. Um, so I came home.
You
I
silly.
told my
You
son
silly.
immediately where he at, what kind of car he in, and his homeboy was over here. And I kid you not, I just seen this man pass by like 15 minutes ago. So I'm kind of weary on because he know my car now. So now I'm gonna have to be on the
Right,
watch
right.
of his vehicle to see if he watching me to see where I'm coming out from. That's some scary stuff. I'm gonna have to get me to. I'm gonna have to get me something.
And you know what? Stuff like that, it really pull at my heartstrings type of stuff. Like, cause I used to talk to my friends about like, bro, we need to come up with something to where we can, be like security. Cause they got security in different areas or whatever. But a lot of these
Mm-hmm.
departments ain't able to afford it as well as these neighborhoods no more. So it's less and less of that, and it's straight to the police. So I always be like, bro, if we could figure out a way to where like the people could, put aside a certain amount of money to where it's like, everybody pay a small amount, maybe monthly, like something as small as like $5 or $10, because there's so many people in these neighborhoods that
Right.
wouldn't have to pay that much. You know what I'm saying? Amongst one person, to the point, it could give enough money for gas, vehicles, and stuff like that. Things that people would need to actually do that job. But there is people that care about that type of stuff because I feel like if we don't, the next generation after next generation gonna care even less when you don't allow for young men and women to protect each other. You know what I'm saying? A lot
Right.
of times we always taught to just mind your own business type of thing. You feel me?
I feel you, and that'd be good for you to do because like they have cameras, but I don't know if those cameras work or like how often do you monitorize
And no
those
camera
cameras?
ain't gonna stop it. It's just gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Exactly.
gonna
So
catch
you
what
need
happened. It ain't gonna stop nothing.
people. Now they used to have
Hmm.
security. I don't know what he was on. Like I done caught him in his car sleep. Like, come on now. You know what I'm
Thank you,
saying? Like
Anisha,
you're
for
not
coming
getting
through.
a
Hey, JoJo.
correct security. Tap the screen,
No, I
y'all.
feel you on that. I feel you on that. And that be the thing. Like people don't.
He
They be doing it because
tattooed
it's a
up.
job.
Hey.
They'll be doing it because it's a job, not because they really concerned about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So they wind up getting tired. You know, things of that nature. But
Yeah, because
yeah,
I
I'm
see
definitely.
one walking around here. I mean, but shit. I don't know. I just be seeing them walk
And when you think
when
about
I'm
it, like people that take advantage of people, if you ask them how they thinking and who they know who to pick, they'll tell you they do it based on who's protected and who's not. You know what I'm saying? So the
right.
more people are protected, the less you will see that type of
I'm
stuff
feeling
happen.
tattooed up. How you doing?
But
I'm at work chopping it up with my friend over
chop,
here.
chop, chopping it up at work, telling us how she
How you
got them
doing?
driving
Tatted up.
skills.
Thank y'all for the tap, y'all.
She done taught us how she got them good driving skills.
Man, I used to be crazy. Oh, thank you for the roses, tatted up. Ah, thank you,
Oh, they
baby.
came in and snuck us real
Thank
quick, Taddy.
you. Thank you,
Goodness
tatted it
gracious.
up. Thank
Teddy
you.
ain't playing no game.
Shout out to my MVP, tatted up. Jay
Shout out to Joe.
Savage.
Shout out to JoJo. Shout out to Anisha. Shout out to my co-host. If you would, pick her up. That'd be so
Y'all do the
dope.
same. Am I pointing this the right way or is it this way?
Yeah,
Is it
that
this
way.
way?
Yeah.
Okay. But see, in my way it's opposite because you over here to me, so
Right.
now I know.
Right. So I gotta do this because you over here for real, but I don't know how it look.
Okay.
You goofy, dude. Chill out.
I am. My bad. It's just my whole look. I have a different personality. Some people get it, some don't. But thank you. Or you want to run another one? What you want to do? Or you want to chit chat? We ain't even got to run a battle. We could just sit here and you can ask me
We
more
can.
questions because I know you're a very intellectual type of person. So like, I'm all in.
We can do both. I know how to multitask. Um, yeah, she done got
What you want
snatched
to
up.
do? Okay.
We're gonna do both. Let's see where else we gonna go with it then. So, if you was dealing with, say for instance, if me and you was talking, and I come in the house because I feel like somebody playing with me, right? And I'm like, man, bro, I'm finna go out here and handle, bro. Um, would you one try to figure out what's really going on, or to keep me from crashing out, or two, would you just be quiet and just be like, well, let me stay out of this because he look like he really on one right now. And
I see what's
again,
going.
once you answer
Oh,
that, I got a contingency question too though. So go ahead.
I'll find out to see what's going on first.
Okay, okay. Which is good because
I
once a
mean,
person
because
has to
in order
talk it
to
out,
find
they
out
actually have to
what's
think
going
about
on,
it.
I have to see where your mindset is for order to see how you're going to deal with that situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, because I was just from that leads into my next question. I would say, what would you do to stop somebody from crashing out? Um, like just if you had to pick something that was TikTok rated, what would you do to keep your mate from doing
Thank you
something
for the
crazy?
fire, Gogi. Depending on that person, because some people rage is more than others. Like if I have to fight you myself, we gonna go toe to toe. Oh, thank you for the tiny diny. My bad, tad it up. I didn't see that. But that was from the last
So
battle.
you
I didn't see
basically ain't
that.
gonna stop at nothing.
We're gonna go toe to toe if we have to.
Right.
But like, I mean, we gonna have a conversation. Like, I mean, sometimes it takes that. If I have to stoop to your
Yeah.
level in order for you to get it, I'm gonna be in your face though. I'm gonna be in your face with it.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mr. Said Back. I just seen him in my head.
Oh, he
Shout out to
was.
my
Oh, in
bro.
your head. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
when
I'm
you
gonna be in
said
your
that in
face
my
with
face
it.
with it, I like, yeah, this dude here,
That's real
bro.
shit though. Be all in your face with it, like no halls. Can y'all tap the screen? Hey, two people. Who I got in
They said
here?
they said you too silly. They said you too silly, man. Nene
That's
in
what
the
they saying over there.
building. Nene, we back. Yeah, we back in rare form, Nene. We pillow talking tonight. You know how we do. When we get the pillow talking, we talking right. We ain't sitting back talking about nobody else's business. We talking about our business and trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get
But
it
y'all
right.
over there
Got to
with
change up.
him. This is my first time
Mm-hmm.
ever with us like this. And it's a
Right.
good thing actually because like I've sat in on a lot of his lives and seen his personality, but he really never got mine. So this is a good thing. And this is how you feel people out. There's nothing fake about me. I come raw and uncut. If it wasn't for TikTok, it'd be worse than this because I'm me regardless. Um, I'm straight from New
Right. Right.
Orleans. I'm good. I'm like, but I'm just good people. I'm very blunt. Um, it is what it is. What you see is what you get,
Dang.
and that's that on that.
Nah, that's big old facts. Big old facts.
That's
You
that on
feel me?
that.
Nene, you said freestyle called you out. Well, you know I got a competition going on. We got this dating game we playing. Depending on who
Wait,
you
what
trying to
freestyle?
date,
The
I
one that be
probably can help
rapping?
you out.
The one that be doing this freestyle?
Yeah, my bro. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I fucked with him too.
yeah. That's my bro. He called Nene out. I think he calling her out for a battle. But if he
Oh,
do, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be rocking on both sides, Nene. But I'm gonna have to go super hard for you because you my lawyer. You know what I'm
who is
saying? And my
Nene?
brother gonna understand. She in the
Mm-hmm.
first box.
All right.
She in the first box.
I followed you,
She cool
Nene.
people. Oh, and definitely check out Miss Array because she got some major talent, some nice little products that I'm definitely finna be tapping into for these next
Sorry, I got you too, love.
seasons. Nah, I'm on some personal
I got
stuff.
you too.
What
I
you
got you
mean?
too.
Oh, whoa, oh, you in freestyle? Y'all gotta chill out. Well, we gonna let me defend your honor. Then me and freestyle might have to have a big battle set up to defend your honor, cause
Uh-oh.
dang, it
What's
sound
going
like y'all
on?
getting deep over there. She said it's on some personal stuff. He called her out on. So I
Oh,
got you. Cause it's been over a year for me, but we not gonna. Woohoo! Okay,
well,
okay, okay. Hold on, G.
did I
Hold on.
mention? Did I mention my first battle, y'all? I'm having my very first battle coming up Saturday against Mister. Well, not Mister, but oh Lord, public figure, Ray Ray.
Public figure. That's another
Yeah,
person that helped me out when I first started doing battles. Him and Mr. Sailbank. Okay,
yeah. He want to
okay.
have a battle Saturday, so
What's up,
it'll be my
King?
very first one, and I'm
Saturday.
nervous.
I gotta get off here and go on your bio so I have a reminder. But matter of fact,
Well, he's gonna teach me how to set it up because I don't know how to do none of that. So I
I
don't
was
even know
gonna
how
say
to
just
put
send me a
the.
message, cause you still got my contact. Send me a message, cause
Yeah.
I'll look at my phone and then I'll go check your bio, or I'll just
Okay.
sign up for his. Either way, I'll be there.
Okay.
Cause
We
it's
might
as
have some
simple
good.
as going to your creator tools and
Wait. Let me write it down. Where do I go?
your creator tools, which is the little three little bars that show up on your when you on your personal page.
Uh huh.
And it'll give you an option once you go into your hold on creator tools. Now, actually, you go into your live events. Matter of fact, just text me. I'll get it and send it to you. Because I'm
Okay.
one of them people. I know how to navigate in my own mind, but then I have to write down directions for
Right.
somebody else.
Love good. All right. I got you.
Because
Thank you.
it's between the creator tools or your personal account. It's like it gives you two choices, and one of them two choices it gives you. Once you click on it, it say go to create live events, and that's the one you want to click on. And from there, it'll give you an opportunity to put the description in and everything, and it'll be
All
naturally in
right.
your bio for everybody to pick at that point.
Okay, got you. Thank you. Catch
Thank
you
you.
later.
I
All
appreciate you, love. Definitely catch
right,
you
I
later. Don't
appreciate you
forget to
too.
text me. I'm trying to be there to support you.
Okay, I won't.
All right, peace, Queen.
All right, all right, bye.
Nene, so Nene, you trying to hop in the box? Mind you, keep it. You from TikTok? You know what time it is. We got to keep it TikTok. You know what I'm talking about? It pillow talk time. You know what I'm saying? You know we talk
Hey,
about upliftment over here. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what we going through, we gonna figure out how to uplift each other through. What's up,
right?
Nene?
Hey, how you been?
What's up with the King Didi?
Chilling, chilling. What's up, everybody?
Man, I can't complain. I'm peace, King, peace,
Hey, King,
King.
how are
Hey,
you?
King Didi, meet Nene.
How you doing, Miss Nene?
I'm good. How are you, King?
I'm good. I'm good. I just hit you with the follow.
I got you
There
back.
we
I got
go.
you
There we
back.
go. Making connections.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna
So
keep it
Nene,
TikTok friendly.
I'm
okay, okay,
like,
We had a
okay.
live the other
So
day.
so what?
We had a live the other day, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was talking
Mhm.
about the last time. When was their last time? And I was like,
Oh, okay.
it's been a minute.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I ain't read
Mhm.
about it. Like it's about words. So like I was like, he said,
Right.
when's the last day? I was like, I remember it was like June 28th, 2021. So it is what it is.
Right.
oh, wow.
But I was just live, and he was just like, he said, "What's up? It's over a year." I was like, "Oh, really?"
Oh
Like,
man, that's how you feel though. That's how we do it.
I was like,
Over.
"Call me out hard."
Ah, dang, he said it with his chest though. Miss over a year. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Had that thing put up on the shelf. Fine wine. He
I
trying to
mean,
pop the cork.
I travel for work, so I'm not really. I'm
Right.
really focused on the right
You
now.
be
Anyway, I'm worried
active.
about my coins. I gotta pay for that
Right.
car
And yes,
in
I was
my
finna
house.
say you be letting that sunroof. I mean, letting the top down. You can't, play around.
Oh
Shoot,
no, no. You
she
be
be
letting
letting the
that top.
top down. Oh yeah, bro. She pulling up
What
with
you
the
got,
top down.
Nene?
Huh?
What kind of car you got?
It's a Mercedes E350 convertible
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that big money shit though.
with the
she
peanut
pulling up,
butter
pulling
seats
up
Oh,
though.
not
with
the
the
peanut
peanut
butter.
butter G, with the peanut
Oh,
butter
no.
G. I'm trying to
Oh,
tell
my.
you. I'm trying to tell
What?
you. What's up with it, Jay? I'm trying to tell you, it gets real.
Man, he tell that thing. I watch that thing up for you now.
Said,
I'm
wash
gonna look.
that thing
I'm
off,
gonna
keep
take
it
up on that
clean. You
offer.
hear
Don't
me?
play. I'm gonna take up on that offer too.
You hear me? Keep it
Wax on,
clean.
wax off. Yeah. Man, yeah. Yes, indeedy.
Hey, y'all hell, boy. I love the hell out of y'all, bro. Hey, bro, I'm gonna have to figure out how we gonna meet up, cause you in the, I think you like in the middle of the SIP, ain't you?
Yeah, so to speak, kind of
So,
lower, yeah. But
oh, you close to the water?
yeah, Natchez is
Oh, that's
low.
what's
You
okay.
it
Well,
take me
shoot,
like an hour and a half. Natchez.
I need to get down there anyway. I love being close to the water, close to the water,
Yeah, man,
water.
I be going down the aisle, man, looking at
Oh,
that
for
big
real.
muddy river.
You hear me? Looking at it. I might have to write a few songs at the river. You hear me?
And for real.
Hey, bro, I be riding through
Then it take me
Mississippi
like,
playing straight blues, bro.
That's what I'm trying to do for my big birthday. I'm trying to do something big. I think I'm gonna go to Vegas and then go to Miami. I don't know. I'm
Mmm.
trying to do something big because this is a big birthday. You know what I'm saying? It's the 40. This the
Okay, that
landmark.
4-0. Let them know. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
kicking in the dough. Kick, 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 kick. Oh, yeah, y'all see that spider that got on me earlier? Yeah, man, that spider jumped on the boy. Jumped on the boy. I said, what in the bejesus? But
Damn,
Jesus.
What is?
that's a big
Yeah, and it
ugly
got
spot
clear
too.
legs.
Huh? What'd you
That's
say,
that.
Nene?
What? Yeah, nah, that's not a normal spider.
It was so little, I almost didn't see it. You feel me? I was like, what? I almost felt like Day Day on get off me, little bit of me. I'm like, hold on,
Uh,
G.
uh,
But I ain't even freak out. And then I started looking it up, what it meant and stuff. Man, it was all kind of good things. Like, hold on, let me pull something up real quick on the screen for y'all. Like y'all know I be out the box with it, right? It say,
Okay, wait.
a long time ago it represented good and bad luck as far back as the 1500s. Although most people would cringe at the thought of something crawling on them, superstition proposes that a eight-legged squatter is a sign of a good day ahead of you.
Mm. Okay, so that was a good omen. Okay.
Yeah, the spider
I had,
allows
I had
for. What'd you say, King?
about a week ago. I was outside on my porch. It was one of them little green spiders jumped crawled on my leg.
You hear me? Hey, we getting. Was it a small one or a big one?
Yeah, it was small. You know them just little.
Oh, okay, hold on. It's one that talk about when it's small or what it represent when it's a certain size. Hold on, let's see if I can find that thing.
Hey, Maya and Calvin.
Am I
So
in the
what
building?
what
What's
topic
up with it,
is
love?
about?
Huh?
What we pillow talking about?
What you say, love? What we pillow talking about? Ah, so hold on. Let me get to the pillow talk conversation. I forgot the queens be in the building. They get straight to the point. You feel me? First of all, let me pull up in my sports car I got earlier. Let me pull up in my sports car. Skirt, skirt, skirt. All right. Since we pulling up on my Gemini, this one Gemini, that's two Gemini. But so what we plan on talking about is first I gotta ask both of y'all this question. When you raising kids, if you raise your kid to be strong, are you teaching them to be a fighter or one who is going to be of service? And these are questions that are leading. You know what I'm saying? So for those who want to know where I'm going with it, I'm going somewhere. But ladies first, ladies first. Ooh, right on you,
I
nee
think
nee
more.
nee.
I think more assertive, not necessarily to be a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But assertive in what situation? Would it
but it
be
depends on your stand. What type of values you putting into them.
right?
It just depends on the situation. But like I had a stepdaughter. I don't have any kids, so I raised her from the time she was 1 till she was 9,
Mm-hmm.
and I put in her about going to school, getting your education, don't let nobody say nothing about you or your family. Like it was just certain things, certain values that I kept instilling in her since she was little. And
Right.
just I don't. It just depends on what you. I don't want to necessarily. I'm not trying to make her no fighter. As fighters for like fight, literally fight, or like a fighter like to go
Nah,
get
just
yours.
a mentality. Um, and like, okay, so basically the type of situation would be like, would you be preparing them for a volatile situation or an ideal situation? You feel me?
Mm,
When we
ideal,
teaching our kids to be strong.
ideal, because kids are innocent. I want them to have an optimistic look on life.
Right, right.
They can do
King,
anything. Yeah.
nah, that's facts. You don't want them thinking they can't. What's up with it? It's a right good to see you back in here, King DD. Darn, I think his signal dropped off. Let's get Saray up in here. Let's see. Um, let's see, cause I definitely got another question after that, Nini. Give me 1 second. Saray, how you feeling, love?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm
Hey, Soraya,
amazing.
I love your name.
Thank you. How you doing?
Is that your government? Just asking.
Well, it's partial.
Yeah, I'm back,
Yeah, I
bro.
like
It
it. That's cute.
was
That's
an
cute.
acorn. I had
Thank
cleared out.
you.
Alright, King. Alright, King. So right before I asked you the question, King, do you remember what you remember the question? You ready to answer?
Yeah, I remember. I mean, you can go on and let her talk though. Ladies first.
Facts, facts. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, it's
So I'm gonna
all
ask
love.
her the question. Saray, The question is, when you're raising your kids to be strong, are you preparing them for a ideal situation where they would be of service, or are you preparing them to be strong in a volatile situation where they would be, of course, having to fight fire with fire, so to speak? What's up with it, Mama Mia and
Double
Trisha?
edged. I raised my daughter to just the way I was raised to be able to stand on my own too.
Right, right.
Hindsight 2020. You should raise them to do both.
Chill, chill, teacher. Chill, teacher. You giving away too much this shit. Hold on.
That's
Don't
my
go too
answer. I'm done.
don't go too far. King Didi. But we appreciate that answer though. I definitely do. That was a very concise. It was a lot, but it was concise though. You know what I'm saying? King Didi, what
Yeah.
we got? What we got?
Yeah, I mean, I raise them up, to stand up for what they believe in.
Facts. Big old facts. So you will raise your kids to be strong, to stand up for what they believe in, right?
Yeah.
All right, now where we going with that after that, y'all, is the next question I have for that, because y'all seen I was kind of leading a little bit when I was like, are they being raised to be strong for a volatile situation or an ideal situation, right? Now for me, I know my mother was teaching me to be strong and preparing me for the potential that somebody didn't want to be bothered with me. That's what she used to tell me. She's like, boy, I'm gonna teach you how to clean and cook for yourself, because it ain't no guarantee somebody gonna want to be bothered with you. So you
Right.
feel me? She was teaching me to be strong in areas where most men was weak. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, after I learned how to survive in that nature, it prepared me after I got out of survival mode to actually pick a woman or be able to be available to a woman in a way where it's like I don't need her per se, but I'm able to appreciate her in my life. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? When you leaning on somebody, it can be, boy, it can be very trying. Somebody don't want to do what you want them to do. So, um, my next question for y'all is, what would be the best way that you think you could prepare your child to be, as Nene was saying, to be optimistic about life, even though we see a lot of things that we want to protect them from. What would be the best way to prepare them to be optimistic? Would it be to give them skills, or to keep on telling them about the bad things, like the ills that could happen to them? Nene, you ready?
I'm gonna say skills. I'm gonna say if you give
Okay.
them the right skills and you put that in them early,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna have that confidence. They're not gonna be worried about failing. They're not gonna worry about
Right.
that's not gonna be even an option because that's how my parents did me. They put it in me early, like, hey, you going to school, you going to college, you don't do this, like you have no choice, pretty much. But
Mm-hmm.
they put me in skills. I had to do stuff like swimming, piano, stupid stuff,
Mm-hmm.
skills that I'm
Things
not
that
gonna use
build
now,
character
but it
in
made me
you.
have that confidence.
Yeah, it build character. Yep. Shout out to the parents that try to make sure their kids get in skill type of things that build confidence and build philosophy within us. So Ray,
Yeah,
how you
I'm in
feeling?
agreement. I say skills first. I don't feel like pounding. That's how it was with my daughter. I don't feel like pounding the negativity. I mean, that's evident. But
Mm-hmm.
if you build up the confidence and the skills and the know-how, then they would know how to overcome the obstacles. You know what I'm saying? They would have that confidence to overcome the obstacles.
Right.
It wouldn't be so traumatic, you know. They'll feel
Nah,
it, but
facts.
it's like I know how to bounce back because they got the skill, the know-how to bounce back.
Nah, I
Mhm.
appreciate that. Appreciate that. Now y'all be prepared, because we about to take a wide turn
Right.
out to King Didi. Go ahead, my
Okay.
G. Bless us
Right.
with your thoughts on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I would say the skills too,
Mm-hmm.
because I acquired a lot of skills and I love the skill set.
Right, right.
But on the other hand, about the things that's going on, I will give them like advice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't just be trying to drill none or pound none to them. Sometimes you have to let them learn on their own. But if
Right.
I know things about the situation, I could give you a few pointers, some advice.
Mm-hmm. Make perfect sense.
I feel like
You
they're
bet.
gonna learn on their own anyway because as they get older, you start to get hard headed. They don't really want to listen too tough. So
Right.
Right, right,
life be having to be the teacher sometimes anyway. But you're right,
Mm-hmm.
giving them the
right,
advice, some type of guidance, at least a rule book for them to, revert back to.
Nah, that's facts. And
right,
if you just constantly, like bro alluding to, like, if you constantly just telling them about it without giving them guidance, aka solutions, in different ways to, make it through it. Even because for a lot of us, a lot of times we can only tell them a mentality that's gonna lead them to find the proper solutions for themselves. Because a lot of the things they going
right,
through,
right,
it, if we be for real, it is new. You know what I'm saying? It's not the rate that we had to go through it, or for the reason a lot of times. So we gotta just, build that confidence that y'all talking about in them to be able to find the proper answers for them. And shoot, most of all, try to learn from them too. What's up with it, Pretty Brown? Now, as far as this wide
right.
turn, y'all, as far as this wide turn, you feel me? We about to make a wide turn like an 18 wheeler. You feel me? About to, man, boy. Hey, so
Hey, pretty
look.
brown, how you doing? Right, I want to hear this.
So what I really want to tap into is, do y'all feel like we have to do some overtime work on the promotion of, like, prototypes that we can't survive under? And what I mean by that, I'm gonna say exactly, like, I feel like the term corny or square has been appropriated to people who actually are responsible, and considerate people. So therefore, we don't go after those type of people that would be conducive to having families or having committed relationships, but we go after people who obviously telling us they don't want it. You know what I'm saying? But we being pushed to those type of prototypes of people that want to be free. Can't knock them. Like, if that's what they want out of life, like, I'm not knocking that lifestyle. But what I'm saying is the whole concept of opposites attract. At this point in time, I feel like we really gotta adjust that, because a lot of people are getting with their opposites, and 10 years later, or few months, or 2 years later, they figuring out like they don't want the same thing I want. So my question is, um, how do y'all think we do? Y'all first, do y'all think the term corny is overused, and appropriated to the wrong people?
Yes, they call people square and corny that basically got their stuff together. And then it's not out there wilding in the streets. It's not out there. They at the house. They chilling. They getting their money, handling their business. So
I definitely feel you
yeah,
on
it
that.
sure it is about that. It's just corny though.
You feel me? Like, man, okay, let's see what
People out
Saray
there
got
that's
to
just
say, because I was
corny.
about to add more to it.
I
What you
mean,
got
but
to
I'm
say?
still,
Go ahead.
but still, like when they
Right.
say square, you know what I'm saying? Just because I don't do what you do, or I'm not as wild and wilding out as you are, that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean anything.
Nah, it don't mean it's nothing. It don't mean it's something wrong with you. What's up with it, Tyra? How you feeling, Saray?
Um, I'm used to being a cornball, so I'm okay with it. Like I really don't have too much to say. It is what it is. But I've always been. I like the Aki. I like the so-called abnormal or cornball or whatever, whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing. But that's my opinion. I think that's a good thing. I don't understand the difference. I don't know why there's such a division between corny and popular. Like,
What's up,
cause
Lisa?
if you look at popular, they corny too.
In their
You
own
know,
way,
they
you
be they
feel
be
me?
doing
Hey,
some cornball
hey,
stuff too. So I don't know. I can't call it.
Right. And then, corny has been popularized. Like, I'm sure Bro can attest to, like, when it comes to the music. When we was younger, listening to music, you had to be precise in your expertise. Nowadays, you can do like a parody of a certain song and you get on. You know what I'm saying? That used to be considered corny back in the day, to copy off somebody.
right.
But go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, being a nerd or a geek or
Mm-hmm.
being corny, per se, there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to be different. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I
Yep.
mean, like, All the cats that be like with the street, you know. See, I'm
Mhm.
from the hood, right? So
Right.
I seen a
Peace,
lot
King.
and did a lot. So from me observing like what other cats was doing, that made me alter my path. Like I can't be doing the same thing. So I'm gonna go over here and do my own thing, you feel me?
Mhm. Mhm.
And see the ones who were doing their thing, half of them cats is on lock and half of them dead, you know.
Right.
And
Everybody was in a saturated one, in that
it's
saturated
just
one
like
spot.
it's just like I had my third eye open.
Long time
So,
ago.
I altered my situation and changed my path. It came up with something else. And a lot of guys used to call me corny, but I ain't care, you know,
Right. Right.
because I was doing me. So I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that, you
That's where the
know.
comfort is when you doing you.
Yup.
That's where the uniqueness and the comfort is. I don't care
Ain't
to do what everybody else is doing.
All right, go. So what was
Right.
the second part of your question?
you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm on it.
For
And
the
another thing
gas
to
in that
add,
bitch.
look, to add to what the queen was alluding to, like when you doing you, you never run out of material, right? So for me, I want to know why. Okay, if this is the case, right? What are we as the popular, the cool kids? What we gonna do to popularize this for the next generation? Because I'm seeing the next generation falling into the same traps as our generation. You know what I'm saying? Going out to people who don't want no relationship and then being mad at them, talking about, these dudes ain't nothing or these women ain't nothing, but you going out to people who clearly telling you they don't want to be in a relationship, and by that I mean the clout chasers, the trolls, you feel me? Those people that are clearly not even showing good friendship skills, let alone, intimacy skills. Like, a lot of our people are being made socially awkward by way of social media. So I want to know, like, what I can't say what we all should do. So I want to say, what do you do in your individual life, right, to make sure you're not adding to the fray of people that's popularizing, things that aren't so-called corny. You know what I'm saying? The destructive lifestyle.
I want to say, I want to start by saying like it's about what was put into you when you were a child, like you explained earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's all what was put into you earlier because I'm gonna say this as brown people, a lot of us are not. It's not instilled in us when we're young. It's not
Right.
instilled. It's just about growing up, keep your room clean, go to school, be good, stuff like that.
Right. Right.
Um, Other races, they put that in their kids early, and it just depends on, I think, on where you at it in your life and who your parents are and how you were raised. Depends on what you're gonna shoot for. Because like if you are instilled in like, okay, your parents been together 50 years, then you're gonna know that's what you want. You want a long lasting relationship. You're gonna try to find somebody that you can marry and be with till you get old. But if that wasn't put in you and that's what people ain't see growing up, so you're gonna be with somebody and have like these women who have these kids and they got these little girls, especially and little boys, and they running through men like socks. Like that's what your daughter and son gonna see. Okay, that's cool. That's how I'm supposed to live. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily that opposites attract sometimes, but I think maybe it's more of that's what you saw growing up, so that's what you accept in life. That's what it is. That's what you saw my mama
Right.
doing. That's what my daddy did. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what life is. That's how life goes. That's what life is about.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it just
yeah.
depends. It just depends on the person too. And then you can see something, and it could be the total opposite. Where, okay, I saw this growing up. My mama did this, or my daddy did this. So I'm gonna make sure that when I grow up, I'm not gonna be about that life. I'm not gonna. That's not gonna be me. I'm gonna make sure I can do whatever to
Yeah.
not be like my mom or not be like my dad.
Okay. Yeah, like they ain't had none. No, I was about to get ball point. Man, alright. You hurt my feelings, Ted. I was just about to say you my favorite niece. Now you hurting my feelings. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I love your honesty though, but it's kind of messed up though. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me, y'all. I was ambushed for a second. Ambushed for a second. Good news is I got some food. The good news I got some food. But where we leave off at? Did King answer?
No.
No, it's the
It's a
right
red.
turn.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um,
Well, we
as far as me, I'm an artsy type of person. So, and like she said, it's all based upon the upbringing. So my upbringing was always into the arts, or always figuring out what you like to do. So that's what I instilled in my daughter. Like, figure out your passion. What is it that you like to do? Do it yourself. If you could do it yourself, do it. Like, just dibble and dabble. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my contribution. When I come
Right.
across youngins or children and stuff like that, anybody younger than me, like my coworker, she's younger than me and she likes painting. Like, I just make it a conversation to keep her intrigued or try to inspire her. Basically, try to just be an inspiration and give them that creative juice to, like, yeah, okay, do that. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're gonna win in that stuff like that. Just to try to, it's okay, because it's really not awkward. It's really not corny. It's actually that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can't do what you do. So
right.
Right.
helping them to find the beauty in their uniqueness and stop allowing the world and other people, or for them to fall in the whole trap of social media and music and the monotony of negativity with us. Like, it's okay. It's actually probably what's going to help you survive out here, whether it's going to be mental therapy or financial
Thanks.
or both.
Thanks. Thanks. How you feeling about that, my G?
Right. Right. Yeah. And the thing is with the youngsters, they're seeing too much and trying to be that,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you trying to copycat.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like everybody ain't gonna be able to do that. You know, you got to find out what you good at and maximize that. Take it to the top. You know,
Big facts.
and then it's like a lot of them seeing too much like stuff that they shouldn't even be on. Like, should no way no 6 year old be walking up to me singing no young boy songs and all this.
Okay.
I don't. Me personally, I don't agree with
Okay.
it. Feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
shouldn't know nothing about no. They shouldn't
Yeah,
know nothing about
No,
no
we
you know
don't
that
switch.
have
young
any
boy
help with
song. You better know all
censorship
your
anymore.
multiplications.
Yeah, yeah. Now you can sing me this song, but you can't sing me these math problems.
Yeah, yeah.
But check
So
it, we don't.
therefore, we
That's
got a
because
problem.
we don't have help with censorship anymore. Like back in the day, we were singing those songs and singing songs or whatever, whatever. But certain songs was played. You had Quiet Storm. Certain songs was played at a certain time of night. Put your kids to bed. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Certain songs
right.
wasn't played during the day. We don't have that no more. We didn't have access to the cell phones, and so we had pages. You know what I'm saying? We didn't
Yeah,
have
that's
that.
what
Now, what's going down now is just it's. I mean, we look at TikTok now. We got the babies doing the hip dance and about to throw their little hips out. Like everybody's in on it.
Right, right,
that's what
Bro,
right.
I
I
be
was
trying to
saying.
tell my daughter you don't gotta do that one move. I be trying to tell her, bro, you don't gotta do that little one move which I be doing with y'all hip raise. I be like, bro, you got it, but hey, just hold up on that one. Hold up. Hold up.
Everybody's in on it. There's no help as far as
Then too,
parenting.
Yeah, it's
then
like
when you talk about music though, when you talk
that.
about music story, like music nowadays is like it's out there. It's not like it was when we was growing up. Like we had, some songs that was like it was they was, they was out there, but like now we got WAP. WAP.
Yeah,
And this 12-year-olds got cell phones that's looking at this video talking about some WAP. So like, nah, like that's not.
I mean, we had
Like
Patrick.
I feel like I feel
I'm
like the
sorry.
youngsters
We had Foxy Brown.
got
We
too.
had Lil Kim. I'm sorry. But we just had parents who knew how to lay the law down,
It
and
was
you
a little
just
bit
knew
more
better.
discreet. Yeah,
Right. That's true.
I
we
feel
was
like
rocking the boat. You know what I'm saying?
got too much. I don't really know how to say it. Like too much. Like too. They like advanced with the technology, so they can see everything and listen and hear everything. That's not good.
Nah,
At all,
Not
at
good.
all, at all.
That's poison in the
not
mind.
If a kid has a cell phone, they need to have like 3 apps on there, like some PBS Kids or some, or in a locator app, and everybody in your family number. That's it. Like,
wouldn't it be
There's
good
no
to
more
All the
discipline in the
technology.
household because we had the raunchy stuff. I
Right.
mean, come on. If you play back the music, even the R&B, if you play back that Luther, if you play back that Keith Sweat, R. Kelly, all them boys when we had some R&B, and we in the 90s. I don't know how old y'all are, but I'm just talking about my age bracket. It's like that stuff was really
true,
highly H
true,
Town,
true,
Manavision. That stuff
true,
was highly sexual, but we had
true.
mamas who knew how to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We had grandmas and big mamas be like, hey,
they
like
said it.
even if
True.
you was singing that stuff, you was whispering it. Even with Boys the Men, you was whispering or you was waiting to go to school for it. You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
Yeah.
There's
right,
no
right.
more structure. Ain't the kids ain't scared of nobody. And it's not to say that they need to be scared,
That's what.
but there's no fear, there's no
No,
respect. Like it's gone.
so right, you're right. They need to be scared because my mama told
That's
me
what I.
for a long time. She lied to me for a long time. She said, "If you kiss a boy, you're gonna get pregnant." I was like, "What?"
Mm-mm.
So I kept it down for a long time. Like I was like,
I'm talking about these girls like to wear Daisy Dukes and everything else in front of their grandmama. I'd be scared to wear that mess in front of my folks.
right.
Like it was just I don't know.
Dude, that's
It's
the difference.
different.
Like,
Yeah.
but see, the difference I be trying to figure out is like when we gonna peak the escalation. What you was finna say, King?
Nah, I just was speaking on the same thing, basically. About the youngster. Like when I was growing up, like my grandma had raised me, so like
Mm,
it wasn't no cursing around her. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I went to
right.
the hood the other day. I see these little kids. They sitting on the porch with their mama. They out there singing and cursing like a sailor. You know what I'm saying? And it's not cool.
Appreciate that, Nene.
I don't like that. It's not.
No, I
Like
feel
even
you. The
back in
first
the
time
day,
I
the
was in this,
hardest of the hards and the thuggest of the thug was scared of Big Mama.
right, to disrespect the elders for real.
Yeah,
You
man. You
gotta,
when
Right.
my
you at
grandma
least
and
take
them was
it out.
talking, when you couldn't even be around. When they were having, when grown people were talking, man, you got to get out the room.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
another
yeah.
thing.
Y'all
These
ever got
parents
popped in y'all mouth a little?
talking about
Yes, sir.
everything in
Yes,
front of
sir.
these kids, and the kids ain't nothing but tape recorders. They sponges. They soak up
Yes.
everything they
Right,
Yep.
see,
right,
and they soak up everything they hear. So that's what they gonna put out.
right. Mm-hmm.
And your
See,
Mm-hmm.
I know what's
mannerisms
going
too.
on.
Yep.
You used to get popped in your mouth for being
No,
in
that's
grown
fact.
folks' business. Like, get out my mouth.
And my
Yep.
grandma
That's
said,
what we used to get told. Yep.
"Yeah, man, you couldn't even
I'm
be
like, let's
around. You got to
go.
be in a room when they talking."
Wait, Red,
What
don't
you
you got
say,
like a
Nene?
lit? Don't you got a little litter?
Don't I got who?
Don't you got a little litter? How many kids you got?
A little litter. I got children, not cats. Girl.
I didn't mean it like that. I know you were saying you got a team. You got a whole team, don't you? He got
Yeah,
a
I
whole
got six.
team.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
six.
he got a little team. Yeah.
I got enough to fill up a TikTok box. You. I got a little nation, you know what I'm saying? I got majority little queens, so I got a few nations coming up under me. So I just like to talk about these different topics because for me I recognize like it's a few conversations I might not. be able to have with my children. You know, we live in a day and time where different things happen and for different reasons. You know, some people can look at it like it's a tragedy, but some people gonna look at it like it's triumph. For me, all the work I put in, whenever I go, it's gonna be, man, it's gonna be a great thing. They might finally pay attention. But be that as it may, I try to leave behind things that my children can find later, and you know, if they ever wonder how do daddy feel about this, you know how we was growing up, like we wondered what our parents felt about certain things, but they didn't necessarily teach us or tell us. So with that being said, we had to find it out on our own. So, you know, this is just a way of me just leaving these things behind. So my kids, as well as, you know, my future kids that it might not necessarily came from me per se, but you know, they part of this greater family can find as well. Because a lot of older people are not, yeah, appreciate that, Nene. A lot of older people or people that's supposed to be wiser, appreciate that, Jay. Appreciate that love. They're supposed to be wiser are not necessarily they're not necessarily passing on their information, you know, to the
Okay.
youngsters. So I'm grateful to be in this position to have a platform to actually teach the children how to build platforms themselves by being an example. And that's what I heard from all of y'all from the first question to the three questions I asked after that. Like everybody is basically being that example in their own life. And to me, you know, I gotta tell y'all I'm proud of y'all. I appreciate y'all because at that point I recognize we not just TikTok friends, we allies. Cause I feel like sometimes I'm the only one in my circle that's really being this. You know what I mean? So to see other people out here having to stand and put their feet to the fire and do that as well, it's like we gotta encourage ourselves and each other. So when we do get these opportunities, it's like I ain't bringing y'all together for this to be no bashing conversation. Even if y'all didn't, because for the most part, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, y'all agreed with each other, which furthermore cements the fact that we're allies. But even if we did have differences of opinion, I would appreciate that because each one of us can bring different solutions. And I would
Right.
encourage us to learn to accept that because you know we haven't been able to talk for so long and express ourselves that a lot of time we just know we want to, you know, say what we want to say, don't care about how disagreeable it may come off. You know what I'm saying? But all the while we can learn from each other. You know, I might not do what you do, but I can learn why people would do what you do from listening to you. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I appreciate y'all. Like we can keep with the conversation, but I felt like these things was important, like as far as the corny. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of brothers corny done graduated to simping. Um, not to say it's all the way the same thing, but corny has graduated to simping, and we have to pay attention to the escalations that are taking place within our people. Because at this point, it's like we rewriting our own culture right now. So we have to pay attention to the cultures that we allow them to thrive or cultivate, because a lot of this stuff is death culture. You know, it's things that our kids won't be able to survive in these ways if we keep on doing it like that. Let me get out the camera because it's flickering getting on my nerves. But
Right.
it's ways that they won't be able to survive under. So I appreciate y'all being positive lights in y'all own pockets and areas of life. To the point, y'all are affecting lives in ways that you know you might not even think about. But like I always tell y'all, we are saving lives with the vibes that we provide. Um, and I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying, to be on the side of this and run across allies such as y'all. Like, cause man, the reason why I also try to tell all of y'all to follow each other because I run across so many people on this platform that could be a blessing to each of our lives. That it's like I feel like hmm, the universe, the ancestor, the big God, they keep on Ain Road. They keep on working out a situation to where I'm able to open doors to bring each other, bring people together. You know what I mean? So that's definitely what I'm gonna do until my time is up. So Ray, would you like to open up about what we was talking about as far as like the cultural conversation with how our sisters as well as some of our men, or I talk about how our men are cultivated, but you know how some of our sisters are being cultivated to feel bad, because I was talking about the corniness of the men. So you could talk about how you know some of our sisters are downplayed for being so-called corny by being of service to they, you know what I mean, to they mate.
Right. More on bringing it back to the adults. Like I talked to him about like there's so much of, first of all, I'm over the gender war within our community. I feel like men and women, we, you know, it's both of our faults with the division within the households. But when it comes to like to piggyback when he was asking like how you raise your kid up to be a survivor or to be sweet, to be nice. And we all saying, you know, to be a survivor because we know how hard it is out here. But then when you break it down to the gender, culturally, in our community, the female is raised to be automatically independent, off rip. There's like you're not even instilling in her that how to cater and to have a mate, have a husband. Off rip, you just know you're gonna be a single mom. But other cultures, they train up their little girls to be princesses. They're always princesses, darlings, just even how they're spoken to. My darling, my princess, my sweetheart. And they're taught cooking, cleaning. Well, we're all taught cooking and cleaning, but they're taught how to cater to their significant other. And the first man that they cater to is their father, but yet the father is allowed and wants and is home. So they're
Yeah.
taught to cater to their father or to their brother or uncle. So they're serving plates, they're cleaning, and this, that, and the third. We're not taught that. So now in adulthood, as grown women culturally, now we hear this, and it's so contradictory. We hear this, well, first of all, what do you bring to the table conversation? Then you
Mhm.
hear, oh, they're so masculine, you're so independent, but yet that's how we were raised to be. And then on the sidebar, we have a whole song, I guess it's Boosie or whoever, or Webby, one of them, with the independent song. So you don't want us to be so masculine and so but then at the same time you do want us to be independent and have our own this and own, like it's so hard. And then just us as a woman in our community, it's like we're so confused. So at the end of the day, we just know how to just stand. But I guess that the real question is like, do we break how do we break that cycle? How do we get our little girls to know how to cater, or do we even want to do that?
Mhm. As well as make them know it's
As
okay,
well as
even.
for the little boys as well, how do you get to train them up to be gentlemen
Right.
instead of
Right,
pimps?
right.
You feel me?
Because as soon as you see the little boys and you see them, they dressing them up just like the dudes they date. And oh, he gonna be a playboy, he gonna be a pimp. So you setting up for a heartbreaker. The same issues you got as a grown woman is
Mhm.
what you're raising your son to be another one. Like,
That's
how do we
crazy.
break that cycle? How do we do that? Or again, do we even want to do that? Do we want to just stay independent and keep this going?
And I say it's by doing exactly what we doing right now, having these conversations. Because usually we don't want the kids in the conversation, but I feel like them hearing conversations where we're saying these are precautionary tales, or these is things to be aware of, allows for them to. Because like as parents, what we really doing is cultivating an environment that's conducive for them to later learn how to reason on their own. And once we realize they know how to reason properly, we have to let them, find their own solutions. So us having these type of conversations from this standpoint does allow for children as well as young folks. What's up with it, Mr. 15? Allow for them to formulate their own solutions. So I again gotta applaud y'all for sticking around, because I know this conversation can seem like, it's not the usual, it's not the popular conversation. Appreciate that love and support. But through us having these type of conversations, we will begin to popularize non-patronizing conversations. What you was finna say, Nene? Oh,
No,
I felt like you
I was
said.
just agreeing with y'all, but like, who is the first person a little girl falls in love with? Her daddy. That's the
Right,
first man she loves. Her
right.
daddy
That's
sets the
fact.
ground for what's expected of her life. So,
Right.
that's how a man's supposed to treat her, how her daddy treat her. So that's where it
Hmm.
comes from.
That's facts right there.
And
Like
I
with
guess that's
me,
where
like
it comes from because we
I'm
don't have our
I'm
daddies in the
Native
house.
American, so like Right, right, right. Hey, y'all, say, look, let me divert for 1 second. It's a book called A Pale White, but no, it's called Behold, A Pale White Horse. Basically,
I
what it's
got
Yeah.
that
talking
book.
about is how America has broken down the Brown family. You take away the daddy, and you got a single mother, and the single mother is bringing people in and out. So that's what the daughter sees. That's what the son sees. That's what the son grows up. He knows to have many women. The daughter grows up to know she needs to have many men, and that's exactly
Hmm.
what's going on TV with everything in the black culture. That's exactly what's happening.
I have
Yeah.
that book, Nene. It's I think it's in the third chapter or something when it starts breaking down the silent war, which is the internet and everything else like that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Hmm.
definitely pick
Hmm.
up on that on YouTube because that's a deep, deep topic right there, y'all. I am so amazed by y'all though,
It
by
is
y'all
Yeah,
even
that
it's
like
a
book
really
is
good
YouTube
book.
real.
bringing,
Really good book.
bro. They gotta put some respect on my queen's name, bro. Like that's all the time. You hear this, DD? Because I already know,
Oh
bro,
yeah,
know about this book. Like, bro, they
yeah,
went there. They went there,
yeah.
didn't
They
they?
with that. Yeah, yeah. They, you know,
That
Oh
book
I
my
is
agree with that.
real.
god.
You need
So,
prayer
so,
with
so
that
how,
book.
I'm just saying, like she said, it's not instilled in our
how,
culture. In our culture of brown people, it's not instilled in us to do certain things.
so,
We just taught to grow up and
so
live
how,
and do right and don't go to jail.
so how I
No,
was
that's
raised though, right?
Do what your
The
mama say, do what
man,
your friends say. Go ahead,
the
Ken.
man supposed to work and take care of, all that, and the lady supposed to be at the house taking care of the kids, cooking and cleaning up, basically, you know. But my granddaddy, he worked all the time and he made sure the house and the bills and everything's great. My grandma had a part time job too, which she ain't had to work, but it's just something that she wanted to do.
no, that's real
But
talk.
as a man, you supposed to be a provider.
Or at least be prepared to. You feel me? Because
But
some
these dudes
situations.
these days are scared to be a provider. They don't understand the concept of I'm the provider protector and I have the plan. And the woman is the
Yeah,
nurturer, the wisdom, and she has the intuition to help guide. Nobody wants
Right.
to stay in their lane.
Hmm.
right.
It'll make it so much easier
Right,
on you
right,
though.
right,
It'll
right.
make it so much easier. So much easier on ourselves.
Because the guys are on some this bros before hoes, so you gonna listen to your boy. Meanwhile, your woman, her intuition is saying, "Hey, he's no good," or "Hey, she's no good," but you don't want to listen to her. But that's your partner. That's the one
Right,
you
right.
lay with. Why wouldn't you listen to her? It's
Yeah,
not
so the young,
demeaning
Yeah,
because you hear her out and you listen, just like it's not demeaning for her to listen to him if he's like, nah, we're not making that move, because a man is also strategic. He's logical. We're emotional. So certain things that we
hmm,
may decide off of emotion, he's thinking off of logic. So, there's no more balance. The balance is
right.
gone, which piggybacks off of Nene when she's saying how they broke down the household. There's no balance.
right.
At this point, don't nobody know what they want to be. There's only two genders, but they done developed so many others apparently. Like it's just nothing
Yeah,
but confusion.
Right.
yeah, right, right. There's no guidance.
Oh yeah. Hey, earlier, y'all, real quick, Didi, because I'm gonna let you go real quick. If we start to veer into things that are like, non TikTok, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it's spiders in the room. So that means like kind of pull back on what you talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because all of us got pages that eventually I want to show y'all how we can make sure through working together we can make it. How do I put it? A situation that makes sense for the time that we take away from our families. Cause me
Right.
and bro, we getting together on some situations with our
Right.
talents to where we can make sense of our situations. But yeah, I don't want to talk too long before he lose his thought or something. What's up with it, bro?
Oh yeah, man, I'm good. I just was touching bases on the situation, man. Brings me back around to my number one thing, man. The guidance.
Yeah,
You know,
we got a big job.
so yeah, man, we gotta. Hey, man, The job way bigger than us.
The
Mm-hmm.
men need to come home. When the men come home, the guidance will be there. The men need to come home. It's only so much the woman can do. When the men
Right.
decide to come home and be like, all
Right,
right,
right.
let's build. All right, I got you. All right, I'm going to take on my responsibility. It's not a bad thing to be a provider, a protector, and handle my business. Then the woman can relax and drop the masculinity and we can start making it happen. But we can't pull him back home. He has to
Right.
want to come back home. But then it's also the woman's responsibility to make it comfortable for him to want to come back home. So that's why I blame it on both sides.
Peace,
Yeah.
Denisha. No,
You're
that's
right
facts.
though.
In
I
order
mean,
for it to
you're
work, it got to
right.
be
It's
balanced.
both sides. You absolutely right.
We both got some work to do. And
Right,
quite
right.
frankly, you be glad that we got some work to do because as we build up this great empire, you feel me, as we rise higher and higher, you want to be able to look back and say, I had a part to play in that. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to say, you know what, I did make
Yeah.
best use of my time and become a contribution to like-minded people as well as all people. You feel me? Because it's the things that we build now that's gonna lead to our, our realities later on. So as much as it might not be comfortable to be the corny friend or the one that's doing right, we got to do that though. What in the world is
Right,
that noise? Yeah, we got to do that. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm learning to be grateful to be that friend. Like I'm glad I'm that friend that check on my folks, send them positive messages. I used to always be like, "How you doing?" But now I just send positive energy because I know we all going through something. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in always opening up that wound to make a person have to explain what they going through. But just send
right,
some positivity to them as though like I know you going through something, and I'm gonna sit this here for you when you need it. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that does that in my, everybody got their own way of doing things like that. And, that's another part of, bringing the fathers home. Like, fathers bring affirmations. You know what I'm saying? They affirm different things in us, they confirm different things. Like y'all said, also, they bring guidance. So it's important to be a little corny, always studying different things because you can't protect your people from stuff you don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you're not knowledgeable about something, how you gonna stop it? You know what I'm saying? You don't even know it exists. Quite frankly,
Yeah.
you good, Nene? I don't know what
We
just
gotta
happened.
get
What's
together,
up with
man.
the S?
Gotta get together and get this information out here, man. Cause the people they
For
need to
sure.
hear this, they need this, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, bro.
A
Facts.
lot, bro.
That's why
We
I try to
gotta
encourage
start.
people. No matter. Go ahead. My bad. I thought you was done. My bad. Go ahead.
I just was saying, man, we gotta start it somewhere.
Man, you heard me. So I appreciate y'all being part of Pillar Talk 2.0 tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when we upload this on YouTube, I'm gonna make sure to let y'all know, like, so y'all can go check it out. Um, we had a few folks that was on the little versus battle with us early. I gotta let them know they're gonna be on YouTube too. But man, we gonna put this thing out here and try to reverberate it as many times as we can. And for y'all as well as anybody that run across this video, feel free to chop this thing up, get this message out here the best way we can. For those who want to start a YouTube or a TikTok, start by chopping up some of this information that made sense to you, and then go from there, developing your confidence, in your editing skills and your ability to upload. So then, when it's time to put your video up, you got the proper ambiance and stuff like that. But let me go out in front if you need. You know what I'm talking about as well. With me already having a platform, it can bring numbers to your situation to begin with. That's
Right.
what I offer to people. Um, we all got to offer our skills as best we can. So Ray, I'm looking forward to getting with you. We're gonna have to do a commercial, you know what I'm talking about. Miss Nene, we definitely gotta do a commercial for your services, Miss Nene. Cause you my lawyer, but I gotta let them know, you know what I'm talking about. I gotta let them know I got a lawyer in the courtroom.
okay.
Yeah. Just no criminal cases. I got y'all out.
Never know, I might have to, you know what I'm talking about. So
You know,
Ray
Oh
might
I
not
yeah.
be
you
able
know,
to
once
calm
you
me
pass the
down or
bar, you can
something.
do whatever type of law you want to do, but I try to focus on corporate law rather than criminal.
Right. But you know, a good thing though, with you having that kind of expertise, something to think about. You know, you can also, since you know about the information in other areas, you still could give advice to people who want certain advice before they talk to a lawyer. Because a lot
Oh,
of times
trust
Right.
me,
people
my
be,
whole family told
yeah, but I'm trying to teach you to monetize that, girl. Because I know they be hitting you up. I know they be hitting you up. You
sometimes,
can
yeah,
charge
they
a
do
fraction of the
asking about
amount of what a
cases and
lawyer
stuff.
charge
Yep,
for a
you
retainer.
right, you right, you right. Look, let me say this. Let me say
Yeah,
this,
you know
fan base,
I'm
before we
thugging. You know
get
I'm
in.
thinking outside the
Let me
box.
say this out. Let me say this for we get off. Like it. Okay, as I'm gonna just say, as brown and different races, as brown races, they don't enforce stuff that the other races enforce, and I'm the opposite of brown. They enforce
Because they don't
all of
know the
them their
law,
kids from day one. They enforce everything. I'm talking about you. This is what this the college is not an option. That's part of going to school. Like you
Oh,
go to
okay, I got
you know what I'm
you.
saying? You go to elementary, middle,
Yeah.
high, and you go to college. That's not an option. And then you go to grad school. It's not an option. Like that's what they put in you. They put that in you from day one. And that's what my mama did to me. She put that in me from a little kid. Like she was putting me in pink and green. And I was like, why was all these colors when I was little? Why is all of my colors in pink and green? Because she wanted me to be an AKA. She wanted me to pledge. She wanted me to go to college. She wanted me to cross over. Like she put that in me as a little kid. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Credit the
We don't
environment.
we don't do that. Yes, we don't do that. She put me in weird sports. And I was like, Mom, I don't want to do this. I feel stressed out. I don't want to swim. I don't want to play
But
piano. I don't want to do this. Like this is stupid. But you get
one
scholarships for
one
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we don't. We as a people don't push our kids to do.
Right.
I'm not saying that we have to force them, but we don't put them in activities like that. We don't put them in
Yeah,
lacrosse.
expose them to different things. Yeah,
It's just
expose them
yeah.
to
basketball,
different things.
cheerleading, football.
Right. That's it. And dance. Wait, they may do some
What's
dance
up,
if they
Kunta?
fancy.
What's up,
I
Some
Kendall?
do.
buck dancing.
I
Exactly.
So right, you
I
hit
be
that.
trying to do a
So
little
right, you
stuff
hit
with my
that.
He said
leg.
Yep.
buck dance.
You hit them. That's the sports we in. So right, I swear. Basketball, football, cheerleading. That's it.
Yeah, that's all
What
they
you
I
want
was?
to
had
do. Like I was laughed at for
my
being
little
on the
boy playing
yearbook committee.
baseball.
You had your little boy
But
playing
it's
baseball. That's what's
Yeah,
yeah.
up,
but
bro.
That's what I'm saying.
he,
There's so
he
many
playing
other
football
sports.
now. But I let him try different things out.
Right.
Right.
Got to.
You know,
Got to.
to let him experience those different types of things.
But at least you introduce them to baseball. Baseball make more money. Like
Right.
Yeah,
they just won't.
I like to be different with them. You know.
Man, they don't
Yeah.
get hurt as much.
That's what we need as a
Right.
people. We need to put our kids in more
Yeah, yeah.
activities to
Yeah,
make them
yeah,
more
for real. That's
versatile. So when they do go to college, they have more options and they can relate to different people. Cause like
Yeah.
when we
mm-hmm.
if we do go to college, we want to go to HBCUs. We want to go to historically black colleges. They want to go to Spelman, Hillman. You know what I'm saying? Like all the black
Yeah.
colleges. No, go to them schools. Go
Because
to
you
them
need to
schools.
learn how to interact with other cultures. So it's like
Hmm.
it's it definitely helps when you know how to interact. You don't feel so awkward because it's so brand new. You know how to mesh
Right, because
well
you
with
already
them.
did it as a kid. There you go, Saray.
Right.
Girl, you got it. Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
That's why people look
And
at me like Gold was just saying, like talking about the square the nerd. People call me all kind of stuff growing up. I'm like, okay.
girl, don't feel
Okay.
bad. Me too. And I was on the soccer team. I was on the tennis. I was on the yearbook committee.
See? Yeah,
I
soccer
look.
team. Yeah.
I want to play.
Y'all silly. Talk about I
I
want to
want to
Hey,
That's
play.
play.
real. No, for real. It's like look, so right. So I understand because she not look. We about the same skin tone. So I understand being on the team. You the only brown person, and we have our skin tone, but it's still the same thing. You're on the soccer team, on the swim team, like, and everybody else do not look like you.
It's okay.
Nah, that's
We a team now. We gonna win.
Hmm.
yeah. I be having a
Let me mic
and
this up
see. I ain't
real
gonna lie
quick.
to you. That allow for. I'm pretty sure that allowed for y'all to go in other rooms and not be worried about being the only one too. You feel me? Like, cause both of y'all done advanced in
Yes.
y'all careers and stuff. So it
Yeah.
would have been awkward for y'all if y'all didn't do it when y'all was young in those other situations when you think about it. You know what I mean?
Because really and truly, and I just have to say this, and I'm trying to say it the best way as possible.
Please.
This, this is so powerful. It's intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you walk with whatever club or team you join or whatever, it's already a stigmatism, or they already looking down and think you whatever, whatever. They already downing you. But once you show up like, nah, it's not like that. But this already then intimidated the whole situation. So it
Yeah, it
doesn't,
got a history
it's
behind it.
not even that hard, because it's more like they're really trying to be up
Right.
underneath you than it is snub you. You have some that'll try to snub you, but most of the time they're trying to really be up underneath you because they're
Yeah,
actually
trying to learn.
so in awe by you, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be
Yeah.
one, but don't nobody want to be one. Yep.
Right.
But see, you wouldn't want to be somebody that's on the chopping block either. You know what I'm saying? But you do know, like this is the thing about society. You see the people that's on the chopping block, and you admire them for they obviously they prowess that led to them being on the chopping block. But you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't got it in them to go through all of that stuff that made you you. But they understand this greatness within you. You know what I'm point to tell myself as well as my brothers, I'd be like, bro, let them watch. Let them watch. Because it was a point in time they was watching and we didn't know they was watching. You see what I'm saying? And so we wasn't able to display certain things that would be coming of us today. So now we looking at cycles that we have to break. You know what I'm saying? We can't stop people from watching for real. You see what I'm saying? But at least if we put out certain information or put out certain vibrations, even if they take it, no matter where they take it, it's always gonna be a signature on it. So if we do things with the intent of love, no matter how they try to take it, the intent of love is always gonna come back to us when it's time for our karma. You see what I'm saying? But when we do it because we love ourselves, because the only reason why we like some people only started loving themselves because they found out other people didn't like them. See what I'm saying? And to me,
Yeah.
that's you doing it out of spite rather than doing it from a real place. Now, it might start off there, you feel me? But over time, you got to get to the point that you showing love for yourself because you actually love yourself. And another part of loving yourself is truly expressing yourself, no matter how others try to despitefully misuse you. You know what I'm saying? Like we got this. We was built for this type of stuff. You know what I mean? Each day that our ancestors so-called suffered, you feel me, was for us to be strong enough to stand on our truth and not be shaken because other people are copying us or other people are trying to dim our light. Man, when spiritual attacks ramp up, you raise your vibration. You know what I'm
I
saying? So
got a
you
question.
always be at a higher elevation. What's up with it, Saray?
My question is,
Glad you back,
amongst
King.
amongst our community, why do we dislike each other? Like, why do
That's
women on women hate on each other? Why do men on men hate on each other? Why is, like,
that's
in
a
work, in school, why is that? Why is it so hard to get along?
girl. Let me look. My opinion is, this is just my opinion. This is, I think it's part of the Willie Lynch. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's a real letter
Right.
or it's not real or it's the Willie
The
Lynch letter.
competitive nature put in us. You
Yes,
right.
it put all slaves against each other. Light skin against
Right.
dark skin. Good hair against bad hair. Like every factor you can think of. Small frame against
Mm-hmm.
big frame. You know what I'm saying? It put us against each other based on
Mm-hmm.
all of our differences. And we the same culture. We all was brown, but they put us against us based on our any small differences that we had. Because
Right.
you got the pink chicks with curly good hair when we
Right.
wash it, and you got the ones with nappy hair. You got the light skin, you
Mm-hmm.
got the dark skin. Like they put us against us with every factor in that they could think of, and it works, and it still works. They said, I think in
Right.
the letter it said all you have to do is do it for like 3 generations, and once you do it for 3 generations, it's for like for a lifetime, and we
Yeah, it's
still doing
stuck.
it to this day.
And it's so bad because it's just like, I was talking with him earlier. I was just at work. It's just so much hating. And I'm gonna just
Yes,
call it just that because it's ridiculous,
yes, it
and it
is.
be the hateration from people that are have more than you within the line, but they still have a distaste or dislike. I don't get it. Instead of trying to uplift and coach and teach, you would rather just tear down. I never could understand that. It's so it gets so frustrating to me.
Yeah.
And what we gotta understand in those cases, like a lot of times our elders or people that we feel like should be our elders, they spirits are broken. You know what I'm saying? And the way that you can recognize that, like a lot of times, if you haven't made a stand in your life, meaning standing on truth and passing on things to the youth, by the time you 28, you feel me? A lot of times it grows cold. You know, I heard them talk about how there's a certain amount of endorphins and dopamine released in our mind when we so-called have our proverbial wins, right? What
Right.
sports teach us about, as well as when we step out and express ourselves, we have proverbial wins in our mind that releases dopamine, and when we do this, it constantly increases our receptors, meaning increases more chances for us to feel successful in our mind, right? But when we don't act on these things, right, over time, our body starts to not even, it starts to decrease the amount of dopamine in our mind, which makes us sad, as well as it begins to retract the amount of receptors in our mind to the point now we can't even create the amount of dopamines that's necessary to be happy with success or to even be happy enough to want to create said success. So, we constantly have to, what?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I had to use the restroom.
Oh, okay.
I washed my hands.
Nah, you good, G. I know you ain't no nasty, but I'm just like,
I want to
but
be
a
able
lot
to
of time,
unite the women though, because I feel like it's
go
so
ahead.
much cattiness, it's unbearable. I want to unite the women because it's really unnecessary to dislike each other for what?
Yeah.
Like
And I
Yeah.
everybody
think
should have the confidence in each other, in themselves to know like if it's superficial, yeah, I know how I look, I know how I feel, and vice versa. Like beauty is beauty, and beauty is going to be in the eye of that beholder. Like what I told you, GoldMind. You stare at anybody long enough, they ugly.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
can find
You
something. You can
stare at
find something.
anybody, they ugly. So
Boy,
You can find something.
what's the competition for? What are we
it's not
doing?
all about looks for me. It's about what's on the inside.
Right.
Right.
Because
The
you could
substance.
be ugly and have
But
a
women
beautiful.
were taught to as women were taught. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, King. Women were taught to be competition against women. That's what we were taught back in the day, and it's passed down to be competition against another woman. That's what you are. You competing to get that man. That's what you are. You need to compete to get that man so you can be superior. That's what was taught against us, rather than trying to find a
It's too many
lifelong
flavors
mate
out
like
here.
you
I
supposed to.
refuse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we was taught to compete. We was taught to compete. Men not taught to compete. They're not. They're taught to choose the highest winner. Whoever's the biggest prize, that's who you choose.
Thank
Women are
you.
taught to
Yeah, we
compete against other women.
And that's ridiculous. Well, I guess I can speak. I was never
appreciate you,
taught that.
Jake.
I've never been on that. Like
Real
I
quick,
feel like
Saray,
it's
if
too
y'all,
many
when y'all,
flavors out here. Choose what you like. You feel me? And if I'm not your flavor, I'm not your flavor. If I am, I am. Because it goes for the guys. Like it's so many flavors out there. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. So I don't. I just it just baffles me. It's ridiculous. But that's superficial. I'm with King
real
over
quick,
here when
Saray,
it comes to like substance. Cause you open your
Saray, real
mouth.
quick.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If y'all could, real quick, I want to take the time to acknowledge my GJ been stepping in, showing a lot of love to the family. I appreciate you appreciating these conversations. We do know often it's only gonna be one or two that come in, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna gather as we continue to have these conversations, multiple people, but we do appreciate you being one of those one, you know what I'm saying? Those ones that then came through and showed love. Appreciate you being in here
Definitely.
too, King Sean. But yeah, we definitely want y'all to know we appreciate y'all being a part of this conversation as well. Appreciate y'all.
Definitely.
But like, as far as that competing conversation, because I know my bros they gonna be ready to rush in here. Like, we was taught to compete too, but not on the level that women are taught. Like, a lot of women are during their pitted against their daughter by a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Because of the levels that they're taught to compete on. So when it's like all superficial or all about beauty, when you start to lose your beauty, a lot of times your daughter is coming into her peak of beauty. So some women, if not careful, you know what I'm saying, the daughter is pitted against the mother and the mother is pitted against the daughter, depending on the maturity level of both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's too
Right.
often. You know, a lot of times with the brothers, we don't get to that point where, you know, our fathers are still in the house to where, you know, we get to filling our testosterone and, you know, we think we can, you know, probably take him. But, you know what I'm saying? It don't ever get to that point. So for a lot of us, we wind up, you know, testing our strength in the streets with our brothers, so to speak. Um, but we are competitive in the sense that, you know, we be trying to get the most bread. So like you said, we can have the option because if we don't have certain resources, you know, sisters ain't even checking for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we know the sisters not, you know, caught up on beauty, so to speak, when they picking men, but they caught up on security. You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable. So we tend to have to figure out different ways to, you know, acquire said resources to be appealing in that nature. A lot of times we might make bad choices along the way that, you know, backfire on us to the point some of us, like, you know, I think about my cousin and, you know, I'm not afraid to say I feel like he was a beautiful young man, but he passed away at 14 due to the competition that takes place between young males when we at a young age. Like, you know, a lot of people miss the whole little happiness that happened to like young males between the age of 9 to like 15. It's a large gap, but it's so much that take place right in that gap to the point like it's easy to get corrupted at that moment. If nobody steps in and, you know, acknowledges your light in a positive way, because you begin to see a lot of men getting recognition for the wrong things. And so you like, you know, I
Yeah.
don't know the difference between good and bad attention. So you tend to lend your light to the people that's getting the most attention, what we call cloud chasing nowadays. And like I said, man,
Right.
I don't even
Right.
think my young man had a hug. You know what I'm saying, from, you know, somebody outside of his family, or, you know, somebody that was the opposite sex before he passed. And to me, like, to know the experiences I had with women in my life that really brought me to the level that I am, the compassion that I have, the balanced individual that I am. You know, my heart go out to people when they pass that soon, or, you know, they're shown that much of a lack of compassion throughout their life.
Right.
It
Man,
shouldn't be any
hey, that's my G
competition
though.
at all.
He was everything to me.
Shouldn't be so right, but it is.
Nah, it
It
should
shouldn't
like we
even.
shouldn't.
I guess I'm saying because with all the technology, with all the, you see how we know this? We can't be the only ones who know this and who can see this.
We not,
So at
but
some
it's
point
other
within the community,
cultures.
it's like, come on.
Other
But
people
you
know
also
it
know
too,
this too
but
though. We know that. Yeah, go ahead, King.
a lot of people know it, but a lot of people choose to ignore it, and they choose to do
Yup. Cause
things
And
they
then
want
what
to
does
do.
that help?
But I
And
know
this
that
it's like psycho. That's an ongoing cycle. You know it, you ignore it,
Right.
you perpetuate it, and then you back complaining about it. But
for
you
real.
like, really?
But that's where we gotta hit the head at. We gotta show people that you are perpetuating this. You know what I'm saying? When you're not doing
Right,
nothing
Jay.
about it,
Right.
you are perpetuating this same energy to the point like us not having this conversation will be perpetuating it. You feel me? Us not asking these
Right.
questions, what can we do about it? Because that's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at that point, people begin to recognize it is a problem and holding people accountable for not, you know, using, as I call, your Superman skill. When you have the ability to recognize people are going through things, it's
Right.
those moments that you have to intercede. You know what I'm saying? You have to step in, because otherwise, why are you an empath for? Why are you sympathizing or synthesizing other people's feelings other than to raise the vibration to where you can help them until they realize how to heal their own selves? Because that's really what we are capable of doing. Miss, I gotta have a generator when we go camping. You know what I'm saying? We
Shut up.
generators of
Well, we
high
do.
vibration around here.
Ah,
Better.
we better have a generator. I do
Better.
know.
I don't want to hear
Hey,
So
nobody
it's
I'm
the
mouth you
same
talking about
thing.
stuff done died.
It's the same thing
House,
though.
man.
It's the same thing. It
House.
reverts back to the broken family. Reverts back to the broken family.
what you say?
Okay. The son, the
Yeah, I done.
son is doing his thing and he grow up and the daughter doing her thing, she grow up. What's gonna happen? The daughter has a complex because the daddy left the household, so she has a daddy issue. So she
Mm-hmm.
needs that male affection. So she gonna go look
Right.
for whatever male that attached to her and like her first and show her love because she don't have that love from daddy. She don't feel
Until she
valued, so she
realized
need it
she
from
looking
some
for
other
something
man.
she can't find.
Right.
Yeah,
But what
Mm-hmm.
do
I can
these
say
what
that.
do these little boys growing up without a daddy value? What they see on TV in rap videos
Over
and stuff like
masculinity.
that. So right.
Yep.
So here they go. And it's a
Yep.
big cycle over and over again. Baby mama's baby daddy. That's all it is. It's a
But
big cycle.
which
Yep.
one of y'all brought up the third generation? Which one of y'all brought that up? Because when you bring up
Neither.
like until like when it's not until you get to the third generation that you can surmise the error or the progress. You see what
That
I'm
was me
saying?
talking about
So
the Willie
what a
Lynch.
lot of
Yeah,
us,
it takes 3 generations to instill something
yeah.
in the community. Yep. It take that third
So
generation. Once
even
the
with
third generation
within the
do it,
problem
it's
is the
over.
solution, right? I'm trying to tell you. So even within the problem is the solution, right? So now that we 3 generations removed from so-called when the Willie Lynch was put in place, now we can see the error of our ways and have these proper conversations to say, you know what, that's not culture. Because culture is that which, edifies, basically meaning put you in a place to where you can continue on as a people. You know what I mean? So it'll teach you what to wear, what to eat, how to think in a certain time. You feel me? So with that being said, we gotta first come out and acknowledge the things that are culture and that ain't. A lot of the things that we're talking about that's going on in our so-called households, these are things that are tearing our families apart. Like I like to tell people all the time, look up the origins of ghettos and you will see why we are tearing each other apart, because these are the same things that was done to animals in nature. They was taken out their natural habitat, which means they was taken from their natural resources and then made to turn on each other. So, and then it was done to the humans. So when we get to talking about people
Right.
being domesticated, the simplest answer is that I can tell you that we done been taken out of our natural state. So when it comes to knowing that you done been taken out your natural state, the problem it has the solution in it too. What? So we going right back into our natural state, working towards figuring out what that is daily. So each day, take time to, plant your feet in the soil like you used to do it as a kid. Remember when they used to be like, stop going outside without no shoes on. We used to always be trying to get that good energy from the, you know what I'm saying, from the earth. But at this point, like the good books say, come as a child. Do the things you once done as a child, but now be sensitive enough to the ways of life that now you can teach other people through your example. Because now when we teach our younger generation to focus on the sensitivity of life, they'll become more sensitive and stop taking each other's lives. Because I was so sensitive when I was in the streets with my brothers, there was a lot of things I wasn't successful at. So it led to me not staying in those situations, because who wanted to keep being a failure? You know what I'm saying? You begin to become a liability to your own friends at that point. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm grateful for not being successful in doing the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that I had too much of a heart that I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't run up a bag to where I was so addicted to the lifestyle. But I do recognize I was just as addicted to easy money as the so-called fiend. And I use that same concept when it comes to everything. Like when I have problem with people, I know, hey, that problem is a sign of something that's within me that I need to work on. So let me take this opportunity to work on it and be thankful for this opportunity rather than looking at it like, man, this is an insurmountable problem and why problems keep coming to me. Like when you looking to complain, you will always get small things to complain about. But when you trying to do it big, like all of us got a large purpose out here in this life, you feel me? You got to keep your eye on the prize, and that's going to require you to do a little thing here that's positive, a little thing there that's positive, taking steps to that greater goal. So we don't got time to let small things trip us up for real. Like competing with people that's on our team for real. Even when people try to be mean to me, like y'all be seeing when I be doing verses matches, people be trying to talk crazy. I still right over that landmine, because at this point in time, I grew up in certain environments that you got to get up pretty early in the morning to put a shock on my face. You feel me? Like I ain't even started yawning before I got to get back in the race, because I know in the right time, in the right place, then I be on my way. Yeah, I see the problems of the day to day, but I try not to stress it. Just put a pin to it. You feel me? Hard to not act like you don't know the answers when you been through it. Some things don't even require your influence. Just let it be.
Yeah.
Let it happen. You
Your
feel
guy
me?
Jay says,
Just
as
let
an
it happen.
African American
Thank you.
race, we are taught showing love shows weakness, but we have to break the curse.
Facts.
Yes,
There's a
gotta be
Facts.
confusion
the one
with
to
our
stop the fight.
generation
Right.
of parenting. Also, I'll confront that if I can get into live. Oh, okay, if he can get into live.
Okay, okay, okay. Give me a second. Give me a
But
second.
yeah,
Read
that's
that. He
true.
got another comment too down there.
He said, yeah, he said there's confusion with our generation of parenting also, but he'll confront that when he can get into the live, if he can get into the live.
All right. So what we gonna do is, cause I know Jay over here dropping off this information. He probably gonna drop off some information and pull out. If we could open up one of the boxes because they haven't given. I gotta figure out how to update my app to get it to 6. So I only got 3 boxes. So if anybody would like to step down for a few, so we can get Jay up in here, as he has been very
Yeah,
supportive of this
I
conversation,
get
I would
out
like
so
to
you can
hear
get
him.
in here.
Man, I appreciate you, King. Hey, bro. Before you go though, I do apologize for not getting creative. You know what I'm saying? Works this past week because we gotta keep our creative vibe going. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yes,
do
sir.
appreciate the good vibes you've been sending me nonetheless. I got something for you though. I'm gonna let you know that I got something for you. Though.
Yes,
I love you,
sir,
bro.
man. That's a bet, man.
Nice to meet
Love
you,
you too.
Stick
King.
around. We're gonna get you back up here, okay?
All right, King. See you
Yeah,
later.
yeah. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna stick around. Much love to all y'all
All
though.
right,
Samuel,
All right.
I'm gonna be for a little bit. I gotta
Jay,
go to
you
work in
still
the
there?
morning.
Let's see. Hold on. This. Yeah, he got 2,000. You say what, love?
I said I'm gonna be for a little bit. I gotta go to work in the morning. Got a few more minutes.
Yo, what's good? What's
Okay,
good?
that's good. That's good. What's up with it, Jay? Good to have you up here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man.
Hey,
Chilling.
Jay. How are you?
I'm good. All right.
Hello.
But yeah, what I was talking about the parenting, man, it's a lot of conflict with the parenting thing where parents feel they can't discipline kids, and then there's parents that discipline kids to the point where it's kind of goes back to the slavery stage, or like the
Right,
whooping,
it's
and
abusive.
yeah, it's abusive. So I found my niche. My niche is like, you know, from my military background. You low crawl, you do push ups, you run up down the stairs, you run a mile with me. I do the
Right.
same thing you do. So it's not saying that,
Put the work in.
okay, I'm telling you to do it and you only do it. I do the same thing you do. You gonna
Right, we
run it.
going through
You
this
you gonna
together.
run it till I get tired.
I like that. I like that. Cause you
So
you you teaching them through example.
right, and but then there's the that same cliche is that, okay, I can't whoop them. I don't want to do this to them. I don't want to harm them. Let me try being their friend, and then that's what it makes things a whole lot more difficult.
Yeah,
Just
no
like,
boundaries at
and
that
it's
point.
with women and daughters. They, that's their niche. Men and their sons, that's their niche. Like you can't get confused at a certain age. Something's gonna change to where you don't understand as a man when it comes to a girl, and the same
Right,
thing when it
right,
comes to a woman that it comes to a boy. So
right.
it is not only
Nene
is
said
it
she'll
just the
be right
type of,
back. She got a call. I'm sorry, Jay.
oh, you good, you good.
Okay.
But
We
it's
can.
not that like, men and women thing. It's just, certain thing at a certain age. There's certain things that a woman's going to understand, certain things a man going to understand about a boy or girl. So
Right. That's facts. That's
and
facts.
that shit is taken out of effect. Like when a father is not active, or even a mother is just being bitter, or not active herself. Like it's the same thing. Like y'all, this
Hey,
shit really
Crystal.
had to come to an end.
What's up, Zeke? Nah, you hitting on some pertinent conversation because like that's where the love that you were speaking about in the chat come into play. Like the lack of love that we have for ourselves first, and then each other. Leads to us not even caring enough about our kids to do the right thing with each other. You know what I'm saying? To where even if we choosing not to be together, we still can have a certain amount of love with each other to where we can have the pertinent conversations about raising our kids and doing what's best for our kids. You feel me? So I definitely agree that we got to go in with that intention. You know what I'm saying? Of love in every interaction because that's the only thing gonna keep us from reacting selfishly. Or being to that state where when you talking to your ex or something and they always bring up what they didn't like about what happened between y'all. Y'all personal stuff that ain't got nothing to per se do with the child.
Right.
Right.
Only way to
And
avoid that is to keep it at a state of even if you got to go back to some of us was born up in Christian households where you had to be, Christian like with the people at church, even if you ain't like them like that. Some of us need to just practice that with raising our kids too.
nah,
Just to get
that's real. Like I mean,
real.
I grew up in a Christian household. I'm not a Christian, but I do believe, like I believe the good book itself could have been written in just in the second book of Corinthians. I know the Bible inside out.
No, I feel you. So you
The
get
book
what
of
I'm saying
love,
about the love.
the
Yeah.
book of love.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Corinthians,
Yes,
Second
sir.
Corinthians. That's all you that you need. All you had to, the only uh commandment that needed to be written was love thy neighbor. Everything else would have fell in place.
And anybody can be your neighbor. Your mama sitting next to you, your cousin sitting,
Exactly.
the people next to you in the box. You feel me? That's your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like that stretches
Right. Okay.
further.
Sorry.
What's up, Nene? Oh, I
But
thought
yeah,
you was finna say
I mean,
something.
that's how I feel about all that. Like with the
Nah, that's a
parenting, with just relationships and period, like all that shit, like could have just been written in Second Corinthians. That could have been the Bible itself. Because you would never break any of the
you
Ten
heard me.
Commandments if you
If
love
you practicing
unconditionally.
that, yep. Come on, dog.
So
Unconditionally,
why are people
and
afraid
that's
to love?
that's the why people afraid to love.
Yeah. Why are men and women in
I
relationships
would
afraid
say,
to actually
uh,
love? What's the we gotta play hard
Well,
about it?
oh,
this
I
is
know
just
with
You're
my
that.
not taught
opinion.
to love.
Go
You're
ahead,
not
Jay.
taught to love. The
Okay,
generation
this
growing
is
up now is not taught to love. They're not taught to love. They're not taught to be about that.
what. Yeah,
Wait, is
that's
what
definitely the
generation?
front and foremost.
Yeah, they're not taught.
Uh,
What
They're not
generation we
taught to
talking
love
about?
though. It's not about like love. Like our
Are
parent.
we
Our
talking
parent.
about the generation of like the people in the 30s to 40s, or are we
I
talking
mean, I'm
Yeah.
not
about
talking
Yeah.
about
like
the younger generation of
20s?
microwave. That's a wrap.
Like yeah. We taught to love. We was taught to have
no,
love,
we
and our
we
parents was together for years and years and years and years and years. But the new generation is not like that. They're not taught to love. It's not taught to be with
well,
somebody until death do you part. It's taught to be until you get tired of this
right.
person, and then I'm finna dip.
But then our
You are absolutely right.
generation, why are we acting so hard
How
up
you
like we
feel
don't
about
know
that,
love
Jay?
though?
I'm gonna let
Our
the
generation.
women finish
Uh,
speaking.
Go ahead,
okay, okay.
Saray.
Say that again,
So
Sorry,
I was asking Nene like
before
to
you go,
tag
Jay.
on hers, like how come our generation, us in our 30s and 40s, why are we acting so hard up? Are we traumatized? Why we
I
don't
don't
know how
think
to
yes,
love?
yes,
I
that
don't
you're
think we
absolutely right.
traumatized because we saw. we saw our parents and grandparents be together for we the last generation that's gonna see that because I don't think it's gonna happen after us. Like I don't. We saw our grandparents and parents be together for 40, 50, 60 years. You know, they was together, and they was
Right.
together, and they was through thick and thin. We was married to death do us part. Like that.
But
That's what it
I
was.
think
But
what you
now
saying,
it's not the same way. It's like it's too many options out here for
but I think
people,
what you
and they're
saying
not
though,
taking it
Nene,
to heart,
Nene,
huh?
not to cut you off on no negative, but I
No, go
think what
ahead.
you also saying though, as a queen, you feel me? It's kind of out of y'all hands right now because it's falling into the king's lap. You know, me and Jay having to be examples to the younger generation as well as provide them with the guidance that it's okay to act in love or go in love. You feel me? What you would
Right.
say about that, Jay? Because you remember how you was talking about
Yeah,
certain one of us got niches when it come to raising our kids and stuff. That's why it takes two.
yeah. It take well when it comes to raising the kids, it does take two, and then that's what the older Gen X, I guess that would, yeah, Gen X or the generations before us. That's what that was, and then a lot of things that has changed as far as the right wise, legally, whatever. It doesn't matter to me,
Appreciate that, Nene.
but like the women's rights and compensation and working and doing everything that a man can do, right? That that a man is supposed to do. And now a lot of women are doing that, and then but a lot of women use that to their advantage to the point where it's okay. I don't need you. That's good. You don't need me.
Right.
But if you have that
That's
skill and you
false.
work, no, 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 no. Please hear me out. I'm not. Trust me. I have a daughter. I have four sisters and a mother and two brothers. I'm all for women's rights. Women. I'm not gonna
I think you just trying to
exclude y'all.
explain the difference between when somebody need, somebody and when they want that type of like if they want, if y'all both
Yeah,
want the
yeah,
same thing, like building a legacy, y'all can have a great relationship. But when you need somebody, you start using people. So I think that's
yes.
where he
I
was
was in
going with
That's
that.
agreement
that's
with him.
that's
I was
that's
just
what I'm.
saying it's false about how women are saying that we don't need a man, and I'm just screaming that's false.
Some
They
are though.
lying.
Oh yeah,
But
okay.
some are. I mean, you're right. All women don't scream they don't need a man, and
Now
they
she saying
scream
they
they don't
saying
want a
it, but
man.
they lying though. They do.
Oh,
That's what she's saying.
oh, okay. I mean, yeah, you right. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
disagree
because
with
we
that.
do. Yeah, we do. We do. Women
We
need men, and
do.
then
And we need our
yep,
women.
it go
And
You
both
feel
we
ways.
me?
and we
Those that
That's the
want the same
balance.
thing
absolutely
out
need
of
our
life, we
women.
need our women to have that. You feel
I
me?
It's a
I done
balance.
been through two
Yeah, I don't
divorces
want to be
already.
out here by myself.
I'm not gonna ever say I don't need my woman. I
You
need my
feel me?
queen.
You
Right.
heard? I love that wisdom she provide. Sometimes I talk to the fellas, they don't want to tell me everything, and then some insight we just don't be pertinent to. You feel me? We used to the surface, keeping people up off us a
Man,
lot of times,
it
but the
just don't be
women, they
word
go
like
deep with it
yeah.
sometimes.
It just don't
But
be
as a
word
woman,
right.
Even
we need
Sometimes
our
you
sometimes
men
gotta
to
you
put
be
hit
us
open
with
up
a
his
on
door.
motherfucking
game.
that.
Right, right.
I need you
But
to
yeah,
open this. I can't
you
open
right,
this. I can't
Nene.
get it.
You
Like if
you
it
right.
comes down
Like
to the smallest thing, it's the same thing.
Hey, you
Yeah.
said I need you to open this. I can't. Hey, yeah,
Yeah, I
cause
need you to
we
open this
all got
jar.
strengths in different
Yeah.
places. Yeah, I need you to carry
It's
this
not just
baby
that.
for
I
nine
need
months,
my
cause I
man to
can't keep up with a piece of paper for 9 months. You hear me? Like,
you damn
okay.
right. You damn right. But
I,
nah, but like yeah, that's why I was going. Like it's just it's a really a balance in life, and
man, I love it.
in just humanity. Like it's a balance you have to have, and
Man,
our God created a man and a woman for that purpose. They balance each
right.
other out.
Yup. And gave us a left and a right hemisphere, so we could, if we wanted to understand, we really got the capabilities to understand each other. You feel me? because both of
Okay.
these hemispheres represent what we all naturally think from. The women are intuitive, us being logical. These are the left and the right hemispheres. So we can find a balance if we want to and don't get caught
Yeah.
up in competition, which lends
What
us
Right.
is
to
it? They
not
say,
seeking understanding.
yeah,
And
they
for
say,
me,
wait, they say
go
men,
ahead.
they say men act, think, then feel, and think, women think, feel, then
Act then
act,
feel.
right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's deep. I like that. I like that. That's hey,
And
that is
the
kind of the
But that's
pattern and that
true.
I see.
That's
It's
true.
true.
Man
Yeah.
to do stuff and then be like, oh, my bad. And think about it afterwards. Women, now we plot. Women plot. We
Yeah.
think about it. Okay. Then we
We done
feel.
And
we
Then
that's
done
we
why they.
planned out different scenarios on how it
All right,
may
we finna make
play
a
out.
wide turn. Y'all help me now, cause if I go too far on this turn,
let's get
y'all
the
let me know if
18
it's some
wheeler. Get the
spiders.
18 wheeler
Y'all
and
let me
turn.
know if.
Get the
Yeah,
18
but
wheeler
you
and
let me know
turn.
if it's some. But let me know if it's some spiders out there though, okay? Cause I'm about to
I
make
don't
this
see no
wide
spiders right
turn.
now. No,
Go
we
ahead.
good.
Go
Got
make
the
that
off
turn.
outside.
God
I
damn.
correct. I be your ground guy.
Yeah.
I got
I'm just
you.
saying. I'm just
Man,
saying.
I done
Men
lost
and
my
women are
thought because
different.
I'm making silly with y'all. Hold on, G.
But for real, I
It's
really
What
all
was you
right.
enjoy
saying again? You
It's all
all
said
the
right.
men and
Don't
content.
we?
women.
Don't we? It's all right. I'm just saying. It's all right. Don't we? I think
Yeah.
women. We think. We know.
No,
Wait.
but
We
I know
feel.
women.
We
I know
feel.
women.
Then we think. Then we act. And I think
We
men
gotta
act.
feel it first. That's our
Then think.
intuition.
Then they feel.
Then feel, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
our
I think they
intuition to
feel
guide us
last. Yep.
first.
I think we think about it. We think about it.
Mm.
Be like, you know what? No. And then they act and be like, oh, I messed up. Oh my god,
No, Nene, we
I
feel
effed
it
up.
first because as soon as we feel like, nah, that's not right, then we like, nah, we ain't going over there. That's not right.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what I'm saying. We feel we have emotions first, and
Yeah.
then we think
Right.
about it, and then
But
we we plot,
that,
and then we like, okay, cool. Then we
Then we'll
act.
that's
execute.
the
Yeah.
balance, though.
Yeah.
That's the balance. Men act first. Y'all think first.
Yep. I
Oh,
think
okay,
yeah, I
so here
agree
we
with
are.
you.
Here we are. We
I agree
wide
with you.
turning, y'all.
Man,
Okay,
act.
here we go.
King
Here we
said, go
go,
Exactly.
ahead and make
King.
Yep.
that wide
Here we
turn.
go. So look, is it true, J. A. Me and you gotta talk last on this one because I really want to hear what the Queen say, and you
All right.
listen good too, cause we might be it might be getting
Here
real
we go,
interesting.
Nene.
Is it
Right.
true
Right. Here it goes. Right.
when women step out? You feel me? When they step out your 18 wheeler into another 18 wheeler, right?
Here
This the
we go.
proverbial code we talking in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
is it
Okay.
true that you kind of got to let that go because men be conquering, right? And when it get to that point, especially based on the thought process Nene said, at that point, they plotting. You feel me? So once she get conquered, you feel me? You kind of done lost your space or that territory. If you get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
is that
I
true,
got
y'all?
you. I'm picking up what you putting down. Let the queen speak first.
Yeah, y'all both
No,
gonna be
Nene,
quiet.
no, wait, Red. You
correct.
know I'm a trial lawyer, so I need no. You know I'm a trial lawyer, so I need a question. What's my question?
For real.
Come on, come on, come
She
on.
going to court on us.
Hit me with the
Hey, bro, she
question.
lawyering up. She lawyering
What's the
up on us, Jay.
question?
No, all right.
Yeah,
I
because I'm
So
a
the
respect
trial
it.
lawyer.
question
You know
is,
that. So like, hit me with the what's my
the
question?
question is, should a man leave a woman when she cheats? Because it's not just, you know, it's not just her jumping in one 18 wheeler in the next. I
Okay.
mean, to the next. You
Well.
feel me? It's deeper than that.
Okay.
She's kind of conquered.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go after you, Nene. Go ahead.
What made her
No,
first?
And make sure
she
y'all don't
threw it
step
out
on
on
those
your
Hold
ass,
on.
spiders
Nene.
Look,
either.
look. You know I said, look. I'm a trial lawyer. I'm a look. Okay, look. Who was that?
Talk
Look.
about 18
I'm gonna tell
wheelers,
you.
you know,
This how we
just
debate in
18
court
wheelers.
for real. For real. So look.
King say Nene not
So
with the
so
book.
why in the hell do I have to even go to the next person on you? What did you do to me to make me have to go
Ooh,
otherwise? Like, what did you do to me to make me have to go somewhere else? What you do to
Like,
me to make you have to go
man.
otherwise?
can I take this?
Like, for real. What?
Can
I'm
I
gonna let
take
I'm gonna
this?
let you answer. I'm gonna let you answer first. Go ahead.
So, what did I do to you?
He's gonna take
Right.
the
Okay.
bullet.
So why they
Hey,
have to go otherwise? Why they have to
All
go
right.
other somewhere else?
What I did?
To make
Okay.
you
Say I stepped out.
step
I stepped
out.
out of a relationship, right?
Okay. Okay. Go.
I stepped out of the 18 wheeler,
Okay.
but I came back to the 18 wheeler, and
Okay.
I
But
admitted.
you
I
still ain't telling
admitted.
me why we stepping out. Why am I stepping out on you?
I admitted about stepping out the 18 wheeler.
So you did the other chick. So okay, so I had the right to go do whatever I wanted to do.
No, 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 no,
So
no.
you did
That
that.
wasn't
Okay.
me. I came to you and admitted. You didn't have to find out. I
But
came and
I'm a
admitted.
detective, so I had to. So I had to.
But I'm saying
So
I
I had
came to you and let you know, like before you even have to find out. You ain't have to do no
Oh,
detective
okay.
work.
You told me. Okay, you told me.
yeah, he put you up on game. He put
Even
you
if
up
you
on
put me up
game.
on
So
They gotta
game.
count for something.
No, no,
They gotta count for
no,
something though.
that got to count for something.
no.
Come on now, Nene.
So
You a
I came
OG
and
triple O.
I
Come on
told you
now.
about the other 18 wheeler, and then
Okay, right,
I didn't try to do nothing in my
right,
18 wheeler with our 18 wheeler.
right.
Yeah, he
All
kept it
right.
respectful. He
Oh
saying.
well, it wasn't really with
Can
the
I
other bit.
answer?
Okay, cool. Come
Yeah,
on,
go
Saray,
ahead.
go ahead. Interject.
Hold on, hold
So
on. So it's
so
two of
I
y'all. Are you the lady that? Are you the 18 wheeler that he went to? Is it two of y'all? Hold on. Are you the 18 wheeler? And you
Right.
I
gonna
ain't
tell
been
why he
that.
went
I'm
to
just
your
Saray,
saying.
18 wheeler?
Saray, she's gonna interject. She's gonna interject.
I'm
Go
just
ahead,
saying
girl. Go
we
ahead. Hit
acting
it.
So
right now. We improving. So are you gonna
Go.
tell
now
why
Go.
he
you
went
know
to
I
the
don't
18
play in
wheeler?
the
Because this
sandbox.
could
I
get deep.
told you about that. But look, listen.
Can't stand you.
I'm the 18 wheeler, right?
Right.
I'm
Uh
the
huh.
dispatcher. I'm finding the
Okay.
money,
Whoa,
right?
Okay.
Listen
Okay.
now.
Jay, it got lit.
Right.
King, you still in here?
Uh,
I'm
I'm still here.
dispatching. I'm finding the money. I'm factoring these loads. I'm making sure we straight.
Yeah.
And you leave to go to a short box. You go to a
Oh
box
shit.
truck
Mm. Not
or
the
maybe
box
the
truck.
cargo van or a sprinter.
Oh Lord. Damn.
Yes.
You left the 18 wheeler to go mess with that. You
Okay,
gonna stay
King.
your ass right. Excuse me, y'all. You gonna stay out
Right.
there.
Okay. Okay.
You gonna stay
Cause
out
I
I
there?
know
ain't
how to
going nowhere.
dispatch.
Keep going.
I know
Keep
how to
going. Keep
dispatch,
going.
and I'm finna listen now. I'm finna dispatch these loads in this 18 wheeler,
Oh Lord.
and I'm gonna
Dispatch
create
these
me a
loads.
fleet.
I like how she talking. That was
But what
smooth,
I'm
Jay.
telling
I'm
You
you
gonna
heard that?
is,
create me a fleet.
okay, I never left my 18 wheeler.
Now you left. Now you left.
Nah, you
You
in
left.
trouble?
Once you got off that truck to go mess with them lot lizards. Once you got off
I
that truck
Ooh.
and went to go hang out,
who said I got off who said I got off the truck?
baby, you did.
She was listening. She was listening.
You said you left and you
Ooh,
told
them
about it
lot
and you
ledges
came back.
too. Yup. Yup.
Nah,
Them lot ledges,
you
girl. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it.
baby. Once
Hit
you
it, baby.
told me about what
Hit it,
you messed
girl.
with, whether it's a lot lizard, a box truck, a
Right.
What's
sprinter,
up
or
with
a
it, Troy?
cargo,
What's up,
that's
Lamont?
where you stay at. Cause I'm finna go get this fleet.
Right.
I can find the money because I'm dispatching too,
I
and I'm
mean,
factoring these
I
loads.
feel
Ah,
that. I feel
that
that.
He
part.
said he had a
I
flat
ain't finna.
tire. He said he had a flat tire. That's what he
That's
said.
his
He
Well,
had a flat
problem.
tire.
oh,
That's why he had to get off.
He
He had to
wouldn't
get
have
off
had
to
no
fix the
flat tire if
tire.
he stayed on the truck. Because what he could have
Oh, okay.
done
So
if
you
he
You
felt
can't
like he
caught
was
control a
triple
flat
A.
tire.
lacking, if
okay.
it
So,
was
no,
fair,
tell him,
I am
Saray. So,
fair.
keep going, Saray. Keep telling him. What? You said you could do what? Keep
I
going,
am
girl.
spared. What are you talking about? If you got it, if you lacking, you missing something, I got everything you need. You talk. You talk to me
Ooh, she
because
the
it's the same
dispatcher.
thing.
Oh,
If I get off the truck, you
oh,
ain't finna let me
Right.
back on that truck
no.
because you have
Uh
a
oh.
fit if you
Uh
feel
oh.
like somebody done entered in
Uh
something
oh.
that's yours.
Right,
I like
right,
how they
right,
talking,
right,
Jay.
right,
I like
right.
how they
Keep going,
talking,
girl.
Jay. I
I
can't.
like that.
Right
That's the
there.
right mindset though.
You
That's the
hear
right
me?
mindset. For real.
You
For
don't
real.
have
For
a
real.
straight fit. You better sit up and talk to me in that double bump.
You hear
Nah,
me?
nah,
And if
nah.
you mad at me, I sit in the front and you sleep in the bunk. But you better not
Okay.
exit this truck because you're gonna get left.
Hey, we gotta go
Yeah,
get
or
us a
shot.
truck.
Or shot.
I
Look,
got.
Or shot, Saray.
I
Or
feel
shot,
that
Saray. What
on
you mean,
all
Hey, I'm
Saray?
finna
Or
go
levels.
get
shot.
us a truck. We gotta get us a
Or
Sarai.
truck.
shot.
Shit,
I was
gotta
just
get
saying,
us a
I
truck.
feel that on all levels,
cause it
and
go
Hold
both
on,
I
can we
ways.
get
definitely
it?
respect it.
What you
Hey,
It
can
go
mean?
we
You
get
better
us a
check my
golden
page.
ones
Cause
I'm
truck? We can
active
start off.
game.
once another man enter his woman, once another man enter his woman, he don't want that no more. So what make you feel
Hey,
like
hold
I
on, hold on.
want
Before
that?
we get to the spiders in the room, this is what I want to say because
Oh,
y'all just made it so interesting, right?
Oh,
Y'all just
okay.
made it so interesting that we got to get us a golden ones truck. Like we might start off with a cargo van. Don't be
nah,
petty,
King, I
sorry,
don't work for
but
Loves, boy. I'm
we.
owner operator around here.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. But look, we
Hell
gotta get
no.
us a truck for real though, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This philosophy y'all kicking right now with the truck analogy, you know what I'm saying? We got to pass this on. Not to mention, like when we get to talking about teamwork, y'all, and what really
For
need
real
to be
shit though.
happening. You know, so Ray brought up the first conversation we was talking about. Um, the first time we ran across each other, she brought up the contracting. You feel me? And I like that conversation because I feel like we got to get to the point that we looking at things from a balanced perspective. You know, we always looking at it from the point of who we love, the feelings, but we got to get to the point that we balancing it with the business because, you know, that love going to require some finance. You know what I'm saying? And as long
Right.
as
Yeah,
we got these type of philosophies that they was kicking to us, Jay, on the truck, I think we can push the line to where we can get the land we need. You know what I'm saying? We can get the right amount of funds for the passports to travel and actually expand our minds to where this lifetime would be worthwhile.
yeah,
Right.
man. I got 5 acres right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we supposed to see a
That's
lot of
what you
things
supposed
to
to do.
come on, G,
Hey,
talk that
hey,
talk
and
now. You need
where you
somebody to
at?
help you. You
Where
got the
you at?
soil broke down?
What state
What you
you
need?
in?
What you need, bro? That what we
I
talking
got, I
about.
got,
That what we talking
I
about.
got 5 acres.
King
I'm trying
stupid.
to get this medicinal weed growing
I'm
Yeah.
trying to do the same thing
license.
with my dad. My dad got cancer, and so I'm trying to like, you know what I'm saying, put him on the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm trying
Oh,
to
okay.
like
Okay.
get some land,
Okay.
and
Y'all
get
need
some
to
And then
land to
also
get
I
five,
got
six
an acre
acres
in
and let them
Ocala,
have
Florida.
somewhere.
So I got
Oh,
five
you said
acres in
Florida?
Georgia. I got 5 acres in Georgia, an acre in Florida.
Okay, that's what we talking about.
Okay,
We talking
five
resources
acres.
right now,
Five acres
y'all.
is what that is.
You said with the 5 acres, what, Nene?
That's what that is.
Oh yeah, that's a good look right there. And I'm telling you, you got a green thumb over here, so if you trying to grow some food, now that other stuff, you know, I
He a
try to, you know what I'm
vegetarian.
saying, stay away from that until I get good and licensed. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like you
that's what
said,
I'm working on. My license, the license is
yeah.
about 10 bands, 7,500, 10 bands.
Oh yeah, we can grow us a good little crop. We can, hey, if we grow some food first, you know, that'll get the soil
I
ready for
already got
one.
a dispensary
Two,
in line.
oh bad. Got some
The
people
only
willing
thing
to,
I'm working on right now is the license.
right, right. Have you ever like what's the word I'm trying to use? Have you ever just say I'm gonna say it straight up. You ever got in trouble for that type of stuff? Cause you know they got
Nah,
programs for people who don't like.
I work for the federal government. I'm good.
I was finna say you got
Trust me,
people that
everything legal.
Nah, I was just finna say because you know they got this thing called the
Said,
social equity program. I think is what it's called, but it's for people who have been in trouble for it previously, right? So what they do is they cut their pricing in half. Like you know they got the application fee, then they got all the license fees and stuff too. They cut that in half in order to try to help those people get started.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
nah, I
That's
ain't
why I
never got in
brought it
trouble
up.
with it.
But look, this what
Everything.
you can do. I know you got a family member or somebody who done got in trouble. You can get them to go in with you and you get them like a percentage of the company. It don't it's up to you how big, or small you give them, but they will allow for them to get the licensing for you. And so for up to a couple of years they can, be your go between. Um,
Oh, okay, okay,
but
okay.
yeah,
What's up?
just something to think about. I put some time
Huh?
into studying that. Yeah, it is.
King, you need
Yeah,
what?
it is. So Ray in the building, King Diddy in the building, Nene, my lawyer in the
What?
building. Hey, my lawyer be riding around with the top off. You hear me? She ain't playing no games. We ain't worrying about none of them lanes. You hear me?
King over here talking
But I'm for
about
real
love
about this
got
truck though,
tires,
y'all.
got diesel tires and tow service.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. We gonna be pulling
I
up
ain't
the
got no
we gonna be
connection.
I'm
pulling
sick
up
of
the
him.
loves in our truck. We
Right.
gonna be pulling up the
You ain't got no
loves.
Wi-Fi.
Right.
Tell her,
I'm
bro, we gonna
telling
pull
you,
up the
Nene, I'm
loves,
sick of
bitch.
him.
What trial you?
Right, tell her we ain't getting out that truck. Tell her you ain't getting out
I
that
be
truck,
pulling
Diddy.
up. I be pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Cause I got, I got the trial. Got the trial.
Bro, I be on the
Attorney.
road all the time. I had a queen
Got
trying
the
to ride in the
trial.
truck with me, Nene. Shit, bro, I'm on the road. You hear me? They'll be calling
You
me,
jump
go, where
off
you
the
at?
8
On the
Diamond and
I'm
just
road
like,
begin
I'm
to
again.
like,
travel.
I'm like, I don't know what you want. Cause I gotta be prepared for anything. So I'm there.
Do not get off
I would
that
be
truck,
on
I
the
promise
road,
you.
my friend. Hey, yeah, Diddy, you better not get off that truck. You heard what she said. You get off that truck, it's gonna be a problem. Cause you know,
Yeah, this a
if she
king
got off
run.
that
He
truck, Jay,
tripping.
you wouldn't like that. You would not like that. Sure, you know how
King
to
told us
drive? You
something
gonna
right.
drive
I'm
too?
not getting out the truck.
Nah, nah. But I mean,
Yeah, he's
yeah. But
silly.
see, the whole shit I was going towards is like you have to find that truck that's right for you. It's just like a
Right,
car.
right.
You got to find that truck that's right for you.
Yes, sir.
Like I say, if
So
you
when
got a
you
high
test
sex drive
driving,
and that truck ain't giving you the gas that you need,
so
you gonna
Jay,
try to trade that bitch in to go get
so
something else.
Jay, how long you test driving it for? You doing the trip? You doing 500 miles
Right.
plus? Because if you doing 500 miles plus, baby, you
Right.
in.
Like, how long you driving? Like,
Or
yeah.
you just going up
Well,
the block and turning around.
my first one was a year and a half, but I was deployed a year and 4 months. My second one was 5 years.
They pulling up on you. I'm getting in my sports car.
Most
Skirt,
people,
skirt. They pulling up on you, G.
You talking
My
about
first one
marriage or
was
just relationship?
nah, married.
Ooh, Jesus.
He jumped
He
out there.
signed
He
them
jumped in that
papers
water. You
on
hear me?
Golden.
He jumped in that water. He ain't playing.
Go, man, he signed the papers.
That's a committed man right there, boy.
Ooh.
I lost the house
Okay.
in my first one, and the second one,
I'm gonna let you call me out. I'm gonna let y'all call me out, Red. I'm gonna let you call me out. It's like freestyle did. Freestyle call me out. Like for real.
Hey, I'm finna get freestyle up in here. I'm about sick of y'all
It
too.
was
I'm
yeah,
finna sit up.
Kyle put him in here.
Let me see
Also,
if I can't get
this
it up
June
in here.
28th, 2021. Kyle
Hey,
freestyle.
what they call you, Mister Miss in a year or something? What he call
Yeah, he's like it's like Miss
what he
Hog
call
in
you?
the year. Like I was like, bro, like what just that alive? Don't do that to me. That's not fair.
Yeah,
Look,
it ain't your fault.
so
You
right,
ain't been in the
so
truck
right.
in a
Huh?
He
year.
called
You
me
know what I'm
out.
saying?
So right, he called me out because I ain't, you know what I'm saying, got it down in a
Been in the
year.
truck in a year. She ain't been in the truck
Call
in a
me
year,
out.
bro.
He called me out,
He
girl.
called
Like
her
for
out.
real, for real.
He called her Miss in a year.
Yeah.
It's all
Ooh.
good.
well,
Like
That you
it's
should.
all good. Like why you gotta put me on blast like that? Like he
I
did
don't
that
know.
in my
Tell him
live. In my live,
if
girl.
he want to buy
In
you
my
a truck,
live.
if he
He
want to
put
buy
me
you
on point.
if he want to buy you a truck, tell him just say that then. If he want to buy you a truck, you
Thanks.
know what I'm
And he
saying?
nah
Okay.
freestyle, nah, he ain't like that, but he was just being funny. Like I was like, okay, okay, bro.
Supposed to be like,
He's
what we
silly
doing?
hell. Right, what we doing then? Since we ain't getting
Right.
no truck,
Like
then
why you don't have to clown me because I ain't it's been a year. Like you ain't gotta clown me.
low
What you
down
doing,
dirty
Nene?
shame right there. Right, Nene, what you doing? It's been a year.
Yes.
What you doing? Why you
That's
ain't
about
doing it?
all
I'm
we
I
finna get
mean,
working.
out of
I'm
it too.
working.
Yes.
Cause I'm working.
I finna
Cause
say why
I'm
you ain't bought
working.
that truck yet?
Cause
You
I'm
cool with the
working.
top
Cause I'm
off on
working.
your sports car?
Everybody ain't about to top being dropped.
I'm working.
Yeah, she got the top off. She got the top off in the sports car. She advertising like a mug.
Y'all, why
Advertising
y'all
like a
calling me
mud at
out?
this month.
Oh my God, why y'all calling me out? Here we go.
It's okay, Nene. You doing
Oh
right.
my
You out-
God, it's been a year.
She out here
Here they go. Here
advertising
they
and shit,
go.
Jay.
Yeah,
She
I'm
got the
telling
top
you.
off. She can't
Okay,
even
the
get in the
top
truck.
off, but it's still been a year, so it don't matter.
That's by choice though. Don't even try to act like that. Don't even try to act
Yeah,
like
it
that.
is. It is. I ain't even
The
gonna lie.
coffee
It's been
pot.
by choice. It's not. It's
So
not.
you
What's
gonna
up, me
get
It's
your
been by
myself?
choice. You right?
Yeah, you act like you can't buy no truck. You could buy a truck. You just out here stunting on them with the top off.
Yeah.
That's how that is.
Yeah. That part. I'm good.
You
It's
fed.
all good. It could be a year.
You fed it. I ain't mad at you, but I'm about to get me a truck. Somebody gonna give me a truck. I'm
Y'all
be
leave
on the
Nene
road.
alone.
Huh?
Leave Nene alone. She doing right.
We we just saying she
Girl,
been building up
girl.
her load for a minute. She got to make a drop.
Wait.
Like, come on, you
Oh
can't be
my
driving the
God.
truck
Oh
around
my
the country and
God.
don't drop it off where it
I'm
go.
done with
The
y'all.
load
I'm
got to
done
go
with y'all.
somewhere.
I'm done with both of y'all. Stop, go. Stop. Red, stop. I'm done with you.
You gotta drive your truck where it gotta go, G. Yeah, tell her pull that
I'm
truck over if you ain't
saying
gonna
it's
take
been
it
a
where it
year.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you tell her,
has.
kid.
Yeah, and he called me out. And he keep calling me out on that shit. It's all good. It's all good. It's
I
been a
can't help
year.
you there,
It's been a
Mama.
year. It's been over a year. So it's all good.
It's not my fight, Mama. It's
What you
all
trying to
you.
say, Saray? What you trying to say,
Nothing.
Saray? You can't.
Nothing at all.
You, oh, okay, my bad,
I
my
don't have
bad.
them
I ain't
problems. I'm okay.
gonna.
Girl,
Oh, oh, you okay?
I
Hold
ain't
on,
with
hold on. What
I
you
ain't
got?
with none of this with the fuckery. That's
Let
why.
me
That's
not
why I'm just
pry.
like, you know
Let me
what?
not
You know
pry.
what? Let me chill. That's why I've been
I'm
chilling, girl.
chilling. I ain't got no truck.
Girl,
I'm all right.
that's the
I'm
same thing
cool.
I've been chilling. I've been
Hold
chilling.
on, you
That's
ain't
the
got
same
no
thing I've
truck.
been
You ain't got
on. I've
no
been
truck.
I
chilling.
ain't got. I know how to run a truck. I know how to operate and all that, but I ain't got one right
Okay. Well, you ready
Hmm.
for y'all? Prepared for y'all truck? Okay, that's what's up though. Somebody gonna pull up with a truck one day though.
All right.
now. They got to
You
be
hear me?
Right?
prepared because
Yeah.
they not
Yeah, you know
prepared.
what? Yeah. I'm gonna say, you know what? Right freestyle.
It's hard to find a team driver. Them team drivers is
right?
hard.
Right
Hey, I'm
freestyle
a
up in
team
here. Yeah.
driver. Jay
Go
a
So
ahead.
team driver. King a team driver. Shit, we got to get some more team drivers in here
They
too.
don't know how to
We got to
team
shut this
drive, man.
live
I
up.
promise.
I
hold on.
just shared the live up and
What y'all
stuff.
acting up on?
Huh?
Talk to him, bro.
What
Talk
y'all
to him,
acting
bro.
up on?
What
We
you
ain't acting
mean?
up on
They
nothing.
over here
What you
talking.
It's
want?
They over
it.
here talking
What
about
you want?
they team drivers and they need a truck. You know what I'm saying? They over
You
here
ain't
acting
got
up.
no truck.
They said they don't got no truck. They need a truck to pull up. I said, hold on, let me take my sports car down. Hold on, cause I got to drive my sports car to my truck. Hold up, I got to drive my sports car to my truck. They said they need a truck to pull up. I'm gonna pull up in my truck.
Not me.
But
I,
nah,
you
it
know,
started.
I'm taking, so I ain't finna pull up. Nigga,
So you
my
say
shit
he
got
got a
Oh,
girl.
okay
three
He
then.
flat
said,
tires.
So say
He
you
said I
got
got three
flat.
flat tires.
right. So right. He's like, nope, not me. Not I.
That's a
Not
smart
I said
man.
the
That man,
cat.
he's staying
Nope,
on
not
his truck.
me.
He
Okay.
not.
But he,
He's staying
So
on his
go
truck.
pick
Ain't no
another
box
one.
trucks and nothing
Pick
for
another
him.
one.
but he being a
I ain't
good
trying to get
influence.
stabbed.
He being a good influence. Yeah, we don't need you to have a
He
flat
said
tire.
not me.
I encourage you to stay on your truck, Jay. That's where you
Yeah,
belong.
I'm gonna stay on that bit because
Yes.
ain't no more after this.
He say, I ain't finna
Ain't no
mess
more
around with
trucks.
my girl. I got it with
There
my
ain't no
girl.
more
Like
truck.
exactly what
Are
you
you
talking about.
are you
Nope.
a team driver, Jay, or are you just driving the truck by yourself though? Is she staying at the crib while you?
I'm a team driver,
I
nigga.
Ah,
believe
okay,
Jay is
okay.
okay. I believe he is all right. And if he wasn't, this would be the last
Yeah.
place to say he wasn't. I think he is okay.
Jay got to beat him off with a stick. Yeah. Jay gotta be the boss. Hey, stay off this truck. Lizard. Hey, don't be pulling up at Love's. King Didi said they up at Love's, cuz. He said they up in there.
Yeah, don't pull up at
Nah,
us and think it's all good. Nope.
Yeah, don't pull up at Love's. It ain't all good up here.
we
They
had the
not playing with
not the Lord's
Dang, it
truck
looks like
stop, but
that's
what's the other
good.
ones?
what
Damn,
trick?
nigga, I work from home, so I'm with my girl from
I
all
work from
day.
home. I'm trying to hear that.
Talking about eyes is
Hey,
on
that,
him.
hey,
Oh
that's
my
that good
God.
love right there. That's that 18 wheeler love for real though, right there.
Dispatch. No, he got
Yeah, I work
dispatch in the
What's up
house.
with
You
it,
hear me?
Case?
yeah,
Yeah, he got
yeah. I
dispatch
work
in
from
the
home.
house.
I ain't trying to hear none of that.
No problem.
We
Hey, you
got you,
making
Jay.
it
You
work.
safe.
What's up with it, Case?
You ain't got to keep saying it. You safe.
Hey, leave
You
him
okay?
alone, Saray.
I ain't bothering with him. He really trying to make it clear. It's clear, crystal.
he he doing what he supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He going with that move that you
He
that you
is.
you know that you would want any king to do,
Nah,
or a good
he
truck
is.
driver.
He doing right. He doing
He a
what he's
good truck
supposed to.
driver. He representing
Mm-hmm.
that company right though. He representing
Fact.
that company right. They need to give him a raise though. I don't know what your raise gonna be, bro. You might get to go out of town or something. Hey, so
Nah,
so how y'all feel about
man, I do gotta go out of town, but it's not
see
for a
over the
good reason.
road, over the road. Now, how y'all feel about ladies trips when you married? Like, would you stay with your girl? She over there taking ladies trips, bro?
Yeah, I mean, every woman I believe deserves like their own time. Like they do
But
need
what if
space
they
from
what if her friends some little freaks though? Like, cause that's gonna be kind of weird, bro. Her
like
friends be
I
driving for multiple companies and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I feel if your lady only drives for one company,
Yeah.
you should trust that
Mm.
she's still gonna drive for that same company.
Fact.
Okay. Especially if your company got good benefits, huh?
All right.
Like, so
Like my lady could like
uh,
me and my lady did a year
mm-hmm.
come next month. I'm
Congrats.
driving for the same company but in
Right.
different states.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Distant lover.
But now we moved together and everything is everything. So,
Right.
I gotta leave. She ain't got no question. I mean, it's if she did, it would be weird, but this it's my niece's funeral.
Okay.
So like
Condolences. on that, my
she
G.
yeah, we on the same page.
No, that's what's up. That's good to hear because a lot of people, they have issue. That's an issue for certain people. You know what I'm saying? When they loved one gets to traveling and stuff like that, they can't handle it. You know what I'm saying?
That's because they know who they peoples are. They ain't no good. It's not a good influence. Even if you know your spouse is strong minded, strong willed, and whatever, whatever, it's like still you just don't want them hanging around a certain type because it's gonna disrupt the
Yep.
relationship on both sides. Because if she has some wretched, like some real wretched friends, it's gonna disrupt the household.
It does, and I was with that with my last trucking company.
I love how he keep the theme going. He said my last truck company.
But for
Nah,
real,
that shit real for real. Like that shit
Yeah,
dead ass on.
because if they wretched, it's like
yeah.
they got drama, they got BS, or they got conversations and influence, or they got some stuff where they doing they dirt and then they throwing your name to cover up they dirt, and now it done trickled and
Mm-hmm.
bled over into your like it's too much,
Too much
too much.
for TV. Too much for TV. Goddamn.
Yeah,
And it be
I
like,
mean,
this the thing I
you
think
did it.
about. Your girl or your man could be a good person, majority of the time, but all it takes is that one time. You know what I'm saying? And for you to have to always be around your so-called friends, and they are the main, you know what I'm saying, main temptation for you because you're around certain influences. Like, they say the people that you hang around for no
Hey,
reason at
Cassie.
all determine your trajectory or your success. So when you think about
Yeah,
that, it's like, man, you gotta be careful who you spend your time with, and then we even got to encourage our mates to, not just be hanging around people just because, I grew up with them. You know what I'm saying? But we trying to go to different
yeah,
places in life. We can't just keep hanging around with the hang arounds.
If it's
yeah.
not going to
Like,
help grow, if it's not going to help grow and build on top of what we already got going on, I really don't want it around.
It's gonna eventually take away for
I
It's
real.
going to
feel
make
that
it stagnant.
because I mean, my lady is
What's up,
7 years
Crystal?
older than me. Well, 6 years older than me,
That's what I'm talking about right there, boy. Hey, you did that. Okay. We gonna learn something
and
today.
like
My bad. Go ahead.
I I used to like the one and only time I cheated. I was in high school. I was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was thrown into an adult environment and I cheated. Okay, but I told her I cheated,
Right.
and we ended
That's
up
why
getting
you
back
did. I
together.
told you.
And we ended up getting
And
back together, but it didn't work because the trust wasn't there, the love level wasn't there. Like I experienced something different,
Yeah, it's not
and it's
ever going
not
to
it's
be.
it's wrong on me because I chose to experience that different, experience. But at the same time, is again wrong on me because I chose okay, let me go back to this because this is where I'm comfortable at.
mm-hmm.
Right.
So it made me feel bad, like at the end. It really did. I really sat and to myself and like beat myself up about it.
I know that feeling. You developed a conscience for real.
And that was the one and only time I ever cheated. I promised to myself, and I've kept that promise that I would never cheat again.
Cause it don't feel good to you. Period. You're like, man, why what kind of fun is it that it's like, oh, it's so much fun that I gotta feel like this forever. You know what I'm saying? Cause we gotta
Yeah,
live with, even if it was one time, you still, I could even hear it in your voice, like you still ain't proud of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. I
Right.
hate that shit. I hate that part of myself.
And young men need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
Sad.
majority of the time all they hearing is I sleep with your girl or I do this. You know what I'm saying? Like the braggadocious part of intimacy rather than
It's
appreciating
nothing
it
to
for what it's
brag
supposed
about
to be.
though. There's really
Right.
nothing to brag about. That shit is like
It's so
that's
whack and bogus.
You feel guilty.
well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, I feel guilty, but the overall stature of that shit still like just pisses me off. And it was me.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get the same
How
love.
many
Like
kids did you have
whatever
with
it
her?
was in the beginning is
What's
never
up,
going to be the
Coco?
same once you break that trust.
Exactly. You're not gonna get that. It's never gonna be the same.
Nope.
But how many kids did you have with her?
Peace, Queen.
I have one child. And I have one child with my
But at the
last
same
wife.
time, when something like that happened, you might feel guilty for having, you know what I'm saying, the kids with her at the same time, and you feel a certain type of way. And because of the
Mm-hmm.
kids, that's why you feel that way. Like you might,
No,
if it
so
wasn't kids
okay. The woman I
involved, you
cheated
wouldn't
on
feel
was
that
not
certain
her.
way.
The woman I cheated on was not my baby mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was still like a kid basically.
He
He
was
was
a jit.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the woman I cheated on was not my baby mom. Like even at that age though, still I felt a certain type of way about myself. Not
How old were
about
you?
I was 17. I was 17, still in high school. You know,
It's the fact
I
that you were
mean,
17 and you had the emotional capacity to even care. Because most guys at 17, they're still reckless.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
Still
that whoever you were with,
insensitive.
it had to been real though. At the same time.
I mean, I lost my virginity at 12, and
Okay.
I felt ashamed of myself then.
Okay.
So like it was a really a emotional roller coaster for me. But
Mhm.
at the same time, I can't I don't blame nobody else, even though there were people that
What's up,
were
T-Mac?
involved.
Right.
Like at 12 years old, like I was just keeping somebody else's sister company for my older sibling.
Mhm.
So I lost my virginity at 12, and then at 17, I was
What's up, Barbara?
I was pretty much numb to it, but I still felt the
Right.
pain
Yeah.
of what a father would feel. Like I have a
Right.
daughter.
Mm-hmm. That's an important point you
Yes,
making right there.
Yeah. For real.
she's 5, and I know she's going to have to go through some
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
so uh, I try my best to balance the in and outs of it, but at the end of the day, I can't control it.
Right.
You can just control how you are there for her. You know what I'm saying? Helping her through it, cause that's gonna be the main thing. And like you said though, you thought about how I feel as a father. Like I tell people all the time, like ever since I was a kid, I knew, man, I appreciate you coming back, bro. Ever since I was a kid, I knew I was gonna be a father. I knew I wanted to have a family, right? So I didn't wait until I got married to be all the things that was conducive to be a father. You know what I'm saying? These things was
Right,
already in me. That's why I had the desires to be it. And so for a lot of us, it's a matter. The reason why I had these type of conversations and platforms is so people can see at the core of them is really purity, and the stuff that you just displayed and had, and you was talking about, it showed the pureness of our hearts before we get numb and corrupted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because then when you start doing things and you don't feel nothing, because see, it's not the fact that we made certain mistakes or had to learn certain lessons that make us bad. It's the fact that we go through things and don't learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, the fact
Yup.
that you learned at an early age, shows that it didn't take a whole bunch of time for you to recognize like this ain't right. This ain't helpful to somebody else's life. It's actually taken away from them. I know for me, it was around that same age too, that I recognized how what I did would affect somebody else. Because a lot of times that's what it is. We just don't recognize what our actions, how they affect other people. And until you start learning that, it's gonna be hard for you to stop hurting other people. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, immediately you should think about like, darn, when I have kids, that stuff got to come back on me somehow. And then I should be able to be there for my daughter because I know exactly, what she's going through from the aspect of somebody who would do that. So I can tell my daughter like, don't take it so personal that somebody did that to you, because a lot of times they got things to work on within themselves. It's not even that personal for real. But if you want to think about what you can personally learn from it, is how if you did this to somebody else, how it would feel to you. Pay attention to, is this
Oh, you
something that
better
can
not
be
get me in my face
reconciled?
again.
It might be something that's irreconcilable. You know what I'm saying? But only you would know. So I'm just gonna let you know I'm here for you, and my heart go out to you. But people can only hurt your feelings if you got certain expectations of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is there spiders in the room? I see your eyes go up.
Just make sure you putting into your daughter what needs to be put into her.
Right.
Like even if you
Right.
feel like it
What's up
it
with it, Pebbles?
it don't needs to be put into her at this moment, put it into her. Like
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Right. Don't downplay it with her, cause she'll know what what I mean, what she need and stuff. I got you. Cause a
Yeah,
lot of our parents
basically
don't
like
tell them
Right.
the truth.
like
Not at
like
her
say
age, she might not know what she needs. She might not know what she needs. Like I was telling y'all, like, man, my parents put that into me at an early age. Like, hey, you this is what you gonna do. Like,
It made sense when it was
Yeah.
time, though.
Hey,
It
yeah,
made sense
Breezes.
when it was
yep,
So
time.
yep.
I'm gonna go. I'm like,
What'd you say,
mm,
King?
I said my girl mad at me. I'm trying to.
Ah man, we're gonna send positive
Oh,
energy to you and
all right.
remind you of the theme that you gave us. Make sure you go in love. You know what I'm saying, and
yeah,
try
go
not to let
ahead
your
and do your
passion get
post
paid
trip
against you.
checks.
All right, y'all be easy.
All right.
I
All love.
appreciate you,
Cool.
King.
All right.
Love. Yeah, man, it's been a beautiful conversation. We done had an amazing pillow talk. You know what I'm talking about so far. You feel me? Like I don't even know
Right,
how long we've
right.
been. What we've been pillow talking about 3 hours. You know what I'm talking about?
We done jumped in trucks and sport cars and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. It's been a little minute.
We doing big things. We doing big things. You feel? We doing big things out here.
Yeah.
Let me see what King Didi might want to say to wrap it up. See what King Didi got to say, cause he back up in his turn. I sent you an invite, bro. If you paying attention, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed everybody's input, and I hope y'all, man, show up regularly. You know what I'm saying, for
Of
these
course.
conversations, cause
I have.
it's ways
Look,
that we can still.
look, Red, I've been worried
You,
about you. Like, I've been like a low key, like,
I
where you
already know,
been? Like, I seen your Father's
man.
Day
Trying to
shit. Like,
get
where
it.
you been?
Hey,
Hey, I'm
Derek came through and
back.
told me. What'd you say,
I'm
King?
back
He saw me a little
now.
bit.
Yes,
Yeah, he
sir.
did. He did.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, he
Hey,
came through and
King.
told me about you. That's how I knew you was looking for me. Yeah, he came through and told me, but yeah, I'm good. I'm getting situated. By the middle of next month, I should have me a nice little place. You know what I'm talking about? Be getting my babies by the end of this, well, the middle of
DM
this
you.
month and the end of this month. What you say?
I said I'm just gonna DM you so I can know, so I can make sure I can know, because I was worried.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hit me up, fam. Definitely hit me up. I'll give you the updates. You know what I'm saying? King Didi, what you
What's
was
up,
thinking about that
King?
conversation we was having, my G?
Oh yeah, it was a nice conversation, man.
You got your truck ready, man? We gotta pull up. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta pull up.
Yeah, man, yeah. Gotta keep the truck ready, man. You know what I'm saying?
I already
Gotta
know
keep
my folks.
gotta keep that minus up, keep it speaking span. Yeah.
Okay.
You doing
So
your
when you
pre and post trip checks.
Huh?
You doing your pre trip checks and your post trip checks.
Yeah, man. I got to go around, inspect them tires and everything, make sure everything right.
Okay.
Know what I'm talking about?
yes indeedy. Yes
You can't get
indeed.
hey, you can't get on that road any type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
Right.
gliding all over the place at that point.
Yeah.
I'm mad freestyle they pulled up, man, bro. We gonna get him in here. I'm gonna send him a text
Look,
tonight,
that's what
matter of
I'm
fact.
waiting on. Like, I'm so glad too.
Man, look, it's all right though. Look, cause as we continue, this thing gonna grow. Bro, trying to bro actually put me in place to get signed up for an agency. So, we gonna see how this thing expand as a family. We've been doing some big things behind the scenes, so as I get on, I'm bringing my folk with me. When they ask me, hey, some people that hey, yeah, I know a few folk. You know what I'm saying? And that's the importance of us doing these type of things. What's up with the Ash Snatcher? How you doing, Queen? That's the importance of us having these type of conversations because now we setting a tone for what type of what I would say content gonna be coming up out this direction, as well as y'all know I'm gonna put this up on YouTube for the young folk to see and to
Yep.
gravitate to because we definitely been having some eye
Yeah,
opening conversations tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like
this one was awesome.
J.A. He said some things I didn't expect him to say, but I definitely appreciate bro sharing that. You know what I'm saying? His feelings, towards even him getting his first truck. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was like, okay, okay. Like so it wasn't just
Congratulations.
me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like what'd you say, Nini?
Congratulations.
Congratulations on what? Getting my first truck?
Yeah.
Well, look, you silly as hell. But
Right.
I ain't quite got my truck situated. I would need a dispatcher and
I
all
already
that good
know,
thing,
like
but I know
sister.
Hey man,
by the
y'all.
middle of
So
this month, you feel me? I'm gonna be, situated to where I should be attracting a truck. You know what I'm saying? I should have my own place. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? By the end of the month,
Look,
the
I just
little
want you to
baby's
be
yeah,
supposed to
right. That's
pull up on me
why. That's
for a
why I
week.
hit up. That's why I hit up Derek because I was like, I was worried. I was worried. Real shit. I was worried about you. I was like,
Now I
what
had
the
to
fuck
get
is
out that
going on with
last truck.
Go?
I had to get
Like,
out that
what's going
last
on with
truck
Go? Like, I already know.
while it was running.
gotta make sure
I
you get the
know.
right truck, man.
Yeah, I had to jump out the last truck while it was running though. That's what was so crazy. I had to do what I had to do though.
Yeah.
Stop dropping road, boy. I almost caught fire.
That's why I
It's
was
caught
worried.
fire.
I was like, wait, I hit a freestyle like I ain't seen him and Derek. That's why I hit up like I said I ain't seen Go Red, whatever you want to call yourself. I was like, I ain't seen him on live in a minute. I was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with him? Is he okay? Like, what's going on? Somebody tell me something. And they couldn't tell me nothing. So I was like,
Shit.
okay, so y'all need to come on with it.
You hear me? Y'all need to come on with me and find him.
I was worried. I was genuinely worried. Like, then I saw you on YouTube. I was like, hit him up on YouTube. I was like, okay, cool. All right, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to get the message out still, Even when I back against the wall, we still gotta be putting that message out for each other. Cause that show your character, you know what I'm saying? When you going through things, how
Right.
you deal with it. So, but again, I appreciate your concern because it was eye opening to me. When I did come back on the scene to know that people even noticed. You know what I'm saying? Not, cause some people do it for that type of stuff. I just had to get low real quick because a few people didn't. I didn't want a few people to know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For
I got
safety
you.
reasons.
It was on
But
Father's
you
Day.
know,
It was on
now
Father's
that
Day.
I'm
That's
out
what
the
I'm saying.
way,
Like
I'm
two
like,
months. It's been damn near 2 months. Like I was like,
mm-hmm,
is he okay? Like I was
man,
worried.
bro.
Mm.
It was crucial. I had like my birthday was like 2 days after Father's Day, so
For real?
I ain't show up for my own birthday battle. You know what I'm saying? Like shit was crazy,
When was
bro.
your birthday?
But we out the way now. You know what I'm talking about? My birthday was June 21st. It's usually on Father's Day.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right about that time.
Yeah, bro. I'm glad you
Mm-hmm.
got everything straight, man.
For sure,
Yeah,
for
for real,
sure.
for real,
Now,
for real, for
now I
real.
be look back and forth in that silk, baby. I be back
Yes,
and forth
sir.
in
Hey,
this.
hey, we gonna have to tap in, bro. We gonna
Yeah,
link up, man. Have us a
for
ball,
sure.
bro.
You already know. Build something great along the way. Oh yeah,
Yes,
y'all
sir.
ain't caught me and bro on the line. We be freestyling something crazy. But I told her we got to get together and get in that studio while I'm down in Mississippi though. We're gonna
Yes,
get together, put
sir.
something together. We might even shoot a few scenes because I'm working on an improv movie. Like I feel like
Hey,
it's
bro.
very possible. You know what I'm
I
saying to
got it.
get
You
the
got
pop.
Instagram too?
Yeah, I got Instagram. I'm gonna put
Okay,
it in
yeah.
the chat.
Yeah, man. You gonna have to I'm gonna DM you or something. Well, get your information so I can follow you on there.
Heck yeah, I'm finna put that thing in the chat right now. I'm trying
I
to
had
build
put a
that bad
freestyle.
boy.
I had put a freestyle up on IG about 2 3 months ago. And that joker had got like
Mm-hmm.
10.3K views, bro.
Oh yeah, he took off on it.
Oh yeah,
He took off on him, bro.
I wasn't even expecting that.
Hey, but you know you be taking it there though.
Hey, I was like, damn, boy, some people were tuned in, man.
Hey,
Go
when
the
it's
eight
your
six block.
time, look, and what's for you is for you. You feel me? Ain't nothing nobody can do to stop it. You feel me? And it be the
Yeah,
times when you least expect something to take off is when it go. You
yep,
know what I'm saying?
right,
That's why
right,
you just gotta do your thing
right.
continuously. Cause you
Yeah.
successful in the fact that you put together your words how you wanted to. But here it is, the second success came when everybody else noticed what you was capable of doing. You feel me? Glad they caught up. You know what I'm saying? Glad they
Right,
caught
right.
up.
You good? Saray
For
looking sleepy
real.
over there.
All right, bro. What you say?
Saray, you good?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna follow you on that when we get out live. But I was just saying, us as a whole, man, as our culture and everything, we need to start learning how to love one another, and
I bet
stick
that better
together.
not be no strawberry pop tart.
Yep.
That's mine. That's mine.
Right.
What you was saying, King?
Ah,
I was
my
just
bad,
saying,
bro. I'm disrespectful. I apologize.
I said Saray looking sleepy over there.
It's coming. I gotta go. I'm gonna go.
yeah,
I
we
see
just
it,
need,
girl. I see it in your
man,
face.
all us
Done.
people need to learn how to stick together and love each other,
All of
man.
us, look, all of
That's
us. What you
facts,
mean?
bro.
Look, I got trial in the morning. So like, hey, I feel y'all.
We gonna all go to sleep together, but we all gonna agree, like bro said, we all gotta come together in love, do our things with the intentions of love. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
Everybody, say y'all closing statements since you got trial in the morning. Everybody say they closing statements, cause the next time we come in here, we going to my yacht court. You know what I'm saying? We going to my yacht court up in this thing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know, yeah, go ahead with your closing statements, Miss Lady.
The closing statement will be this. Okay. 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 I got y'all. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait, girl. So wait. Hold
Lily,
on.
get
Wait,
it together.
let me
Get
talk.
it
Let me
together.
talk. Oh, let me talk. Okay.
Getting
With the father and child statement, the father needs to be in the household. The father's not in the household. We can't have
Indeed.
nothing. We can't have shit. And that's what it is. And cause like I've been on this apple juice too. So like yeah. I'm about to go to
that.
sleep on y'all. Look,
Hey, you make sure
look,
you ain't
look, look,
driving
look.
the truck.
Look,
Don't be
Red
driving the
King.
truck.
That's right. Look, I can't do it right now because I've been on. I got my apple juice. Like I'm done.
I
So
got
love
apple.
Okay.
y'all.
Not apple. I got
Kisses.
apple.
We love
Kisses.
you.
They must
Kisses. And Red, I'm gonna hit you with the DM, so, cause I need to make sure you good, cause I ain't heard from you. Like you ain't been on live, so I'm gonna DM you in a minute.
Okay, love. I appreciate you.
All
Love you,
right,
Queen.
King, Saray, thank y'all,
Nice
love.
to
I
meet you,
appreciate
Nene.
y'all. All right,
right, right, Miss Nene.
all right.
My
That's my
closing
lawyer.
statement. My closing statement. I would just like to say, um, I call on God and ancestors to be able to cover our minds tonight for a great
Mm.
interpretation, to cover our eyes to see what they need to see, our ears for what they need to hear, guide our tongues at all times, to cover our hearts and keep them safe, to cover our backs and watch it at all times, to bless our hands for giving and receiving, and to cover our feet. May we continue to walk on happy, holy, abundant, solid, protected, financially increasing, financially stable ground. That's it.
Amen.
Ashe. I say, yeah. Hey, man. King Didi, what you got to say, my G? Thank you, Chelsea, for coming up in here.
Just gotta say, much love to everybody. It was amazing. We had a
Yeah.
wonderful time, wonderful conversations. You know,
Yeah.
much love and positivity to everybody. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. You know,
Yeah, same.
and that's all I got to say about that.
Hey, we was pillow talking it up. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about the things
Right.
that make our family strong. We was talking about making sure if you get you a truck, you stay in your truck. You know what I'm saying? And you can't just be out here
Right.
jumping truck to truck. You know,
Can't forget about the truck, man. You know what I'm saying?
hey, can't forget about the truck, bro. We gonna have people
Yeah,
talking like that.
Leave
man,
them
I thought
box trucks and sprinters alone. You better stick with your 18 wheeler.
You
I'm a
gotta do
bad,
what's big for the family.
bad
For the
fucker.
Hey, tell you can't be pulling up your loves. You ain't got your stuff together, though. Can't be pulling up your
Facts.
Yeah,
loves.
for real.
Hey, and the beautiful thing is, y'all, we sit up in the box and we done got some love. You feel me? Like we was on the game today. We done got some
Yeah,
love. We sit up in the box. Jay came through showing love.
I, boy,
Jumped
Jay,
in with
man.
some
he
man.
did.
Shout
I
out to
will
you, Jay.
thank him for that.
Yeah. Hey, Jay. Look, Jay was even a sacrificial lamb tonight. So we gonna send positive energy to
Yes,
cooler
most
heads prevail
definitely.
in Jay household, and that
Yeah, man. I
his
hope that
queen
boy don't get put
understand
out
that.
his truck.
Yeah, his
No,
queen
he ain't getting
understand that
put
he
out
was
his truck.
representing the
He
truck.
good.
He was representing that truck right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
he ain't getting put
Yeah,
out. He good.
yeah, he was representing that truck right, boy. Hey,
that's
if
right.
he if he need a reference, we got him.
Yeah, man. It's
You
all
did.
love. It's all
You
love.
did. Hey man, I don't be wanting to let y'all go, man, but I love y'all, man. I can't wait to get up and see y'all tomorrow. You hear me?
All
Reach
right.
out to
Later,
me if y'all
y'all.
need me through the night, though. You know where I'm at.
All right. Later, y'all.
All right,
In
later.
a minute.
Go. What you finna call it
Peace,
tonight,
family.
Brody?
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna wrap it up. Gotta get up
Yes,
and hit it
sir.
again. We gotta get up in the morning and hit them with the morning encouragement. You feel me? My little bro done stepped in the building. What's up with it, Mel? This was an epic pillow talk tonight, G. This was pillow talk
Yes,
2.0
sir.
tonight. You hear me? Pillow talk 2.0. I'm looking forward to the one tomorrow, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
everybody get y'all topics ready. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Be
man.
ready to go in.
Gotta
Huh?
gotta update your thing too, so you can get them 6 boxes.
Man, bro, so how do you do that? Like, so, like, if you got an
Man,
iPhone?
you gotta go to your update your stuff in the app settings. And then when you
Okay.
click your multi guest box settings,
Mm-hmm.
go to the grid thing and change the grid up.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna
And
have to see.
once you change your grid up, you'll be able to have 6 slots. So that's what I did on mine. So
Oh, there we go, G.
yeah, there you go.
That
Yeah,
part,
you
G.
yeah, you got 6 of them
Hey,
now.
hey, 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 we finna be thugging tomorrow. Watch. We finna be thugging
Yeah.
tomorrow, boy.
Hey, there you
There
go.
we go.
Sir.
Appreciate you telling me that. You see, I catch on fast. Yeah, I apply what somebody tell me.
See you,
So if you
Saray.
got any sauce you want to pick, you know what I mean? Put on a young player. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying?
Go, yo, change that grid up.
They changed it up on them. They ain't ready for me now, boy. They ain't
Yeah,
gonna
we
know
gonna
what.
be, hey, tomorrow we gonna be hard, bro.
Hey, look, we might have to put on a whole improv skit. We got six
I'm
boxes. You know
telling
what I'm saying?
you,
I'm gonna lay,
six of them.
yeah, I'm gonna lay out the scenario and we gonna go from there. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Know how we play off each other already, so shoot, it's just a matter of just putting that out there so everybody can see it for real. And
Real
everybody
talk.
gonna catch on. But bro, I got an idea for us to do a movie based off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and use all of these, congruent meetings that we having for the uplifting of all of us. Once we all in a setting to where everybody can see what we doing, man, that's gonna benefit everybody. You feel me? It's gonna benefit
Yeah,
everybody. We can take all our talents, and put it in the movie, because a movie need music, it need artistic displays. You know what I'm saying? It need people's
Eat everything.
creativity on all levels. You know what I'm saying? We need
Right, right,
clothing, food. You know what I'm saying? Cars. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that make this reality. So I
right,
feel like
right.
this is a way for all of us to come together and work together with our talents, man.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
this, my G's. We got this. Ain't nothing we can't accomplish. You feel me? I remember times worrying about facing time because I wasn't accomplished. You feel me? Now I know where I'm headed because I got my direction from my compass. I know they
Prophet.
mad trying to put up a sign to stop this. But if you catch me at a four-way, it won't be because I'm R. Kelly, but we gonna do more than foreplay. What? That nah, let me stop, bro. That bar
That
was
boy,
too
I know
nasty.
about him.
That bar was too nasty.
Hey, but shit, let you goddamn get on up out of here, man. Shit, you know what it is on my end, bro.
Man, it's all love. I love you, King, man. From one
Yes,
king
sir.
to another.
Everything. I love you too, bro, man. We gonna get them up tomorrow, man.
For sure, bro. Make sure you send me that freestyle so I can I'm gonna put it up on my YouTube.
That's a bet. I gotta I'm finna follow you on Instagram and shit too. And then
I
we
bet. I'm gonna text
gonna
it to you when we get off here. I'll text you my Instagram.
I bet.
All right, love.
Then.
Peace. With that being said, family, you know what it is. I love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. And I'm so glad we in connection. Kinfolk can fall. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say what? We just broke bread right now. With that being said, peace within, peace out. And I know you about to have a lovely night, because look how we just started out with this pillow talk.